But then it realized it had the power to fuck you over, and it decided to do so.
I think that's because everything was going wrong for us.
Well, just wait until it gives you
Loth got an okay thing.
Okay, so we're doing pregame stuff. I've decided to roll the audio because I don't give a fuck.
That's what he wants.
Just wait
so
until
we rolled
it gives you
4 white, 1 black for Destiny already. I did that. We're yelling about dice rollers. I'm gonna roll a D100 for duty, but is everybody at 15 still?
I think so.
I have 15, yeah. Does it go down?
No, it goes up.
Okay.
Yeah, theoretically it could go down, but I don't think that's a normal situation.
That means you have to. I guess you have to fail.
Yeah, you'd have to fuck up really bad to lose your duty score.
Unless you accidentally.
Yeah, the general idea is that obligation, if you're doing good, goes down and duty goes up.
So, by the way, not sure if it picked it up, but I tried to pull a lucky and open up a can of Monster next to the mic.
I didn't hear it at all.
It may have been because we were yelling though.
Lucky doesn't have Monster. He has orange soda.
I have sugar-free Monster to help wake me up. Well, Marth, I might do it, accidentally killing your allies.
But everybody is duty 15, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am.
So we have to 60.
Wow.
He's 6. No one.
Negative.
Nothing
that is not a duty roll.
This is what I mean. The dice know. The dice knows.
We had a 60% chance this time.
I know. Dice seem fine.
Yeah.
It's
not in the moment of fear.
I've never seen yellow that well.
Fine for the...
And Polly is working fine for...
Fine before we actually get into the game. Then fucks us up.
No, I rolled duty and destiny. This is the game now.
I am now that guy.
It's semi-hot. So hopefully, I think it isn't, because my mic levels are actually a little lower.
Well, I'm on standby with the fucking app in case my dice go poorly.
Sure, that's okay. I accept that. If we were at the table, you could be like, "Fuck these dice, throw them away, give me a different set."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I have 3 sets all the time.
Well, yeah. When I GM, I like percentiles for a quiz phase. I have like 3 different sets of Chessex D percentiles, and I'm like, well, I don't like these dice anymore. Moving on.
Hints.
Okay. Well, before we get into the show, I should remember to give the Patreon intro, which is, hey, this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Aga Comics Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Mr. Flores, Rogue Rubbin, Shawnee P, Soda0424, and Video Gamer 75. And if you like what we do, want to see us do more, you should consider supporting some Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of videos. It really helps us. Thank you for your support.
I can't do it.
Now we need to help Omega apply his tongue.
No, actually, I'm better doing it fast. I like to get that done in the least amount of time possible. Unfortunately, I didn't. That wasn't the start, but usually I can get down to a good 16 or 15 seconds.
Okay. This evolves over time to just being like,
Old time around now.
If they can do it on fucking car commercials and bait commercials, we can do it here.
Wacky wavy inflatable arm flailing tube man.
I'm just thinking of the fuck you Baltimore commercial. Come on down to Big Bill Hell. We'll fuck your wife.
What?
Well, now I gotta dig that up.
That sounds
I probably haven't seen it because I'm probably not in that area of the world.
That's fair. I don't know. I've seen some Australian fucking commercials.
Well, probably because I've been linking them in the Hey, why don't we just invade New Zealand? It's just right there.
You get a holiday for it.
Yeah, we need a new holiday.
So this is a commercial that played at like 3 o'clock in the morning in Maryland in the 80s.
It's always like the... oh my god. It's always the really early ones.
What's this about the red? I wasn't here for that conversation.
I think his internet is fucking up.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
well,
this
I do know that
commercial?
I had a really long lag to get into the server. What's our server set at right now? Where are we? We're based in the west, so it shouldn't be too bad.
I mean, our farthest connection distance is from like us to Loth, but and it's like where's Marth?
He's West Coast.
Oh, okay, he's like the same, like around the same area as Lucky. So.
Yeah.
It's it's funny, but it's like it's like, how did this ever get to air?
Because it was the 80s and there wasn't internet. This was like a local commercial, and nobody was fucking watching.
But someone did.
But somebody was watching at 3 o'clock in the morning and made a VHS tape. I will link art while we're waiting for
challenges.
Okay. I
That's
think
not too bad. I could change the server region, but I don't know if it'll help because you're already in the right region.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. What was
Okay.
it? So we did
Hey,
duty. Nobody's
Make
duty
it-
rolled. We did that.
Yes.
Who are you and what did you spend your EXP on? What
Ah!
did you do on your summer vacation?
Oh god, it's been a while. It's been a week.
Okay, so I bought Force Rating plus 1 and Move plus the range upgrade.
Thumbs up.
I, as a simple clone trooper, decided to put a point into range light to help actually, throw grenades and all that shit, and then bumped up ranged heavy to 3. However, I did fuck up and forget that I had brawl as a class skill, so that's currently at 0.
So don't get in any fights.
I got a
Yeah.
point in brawl. I got a point in brawl. I got a point in coordination, a point in discipline, and what else did I get?
Probably 1 point in something, or you're sitting.
Oh,
on
I also
heavy.
think I also got conditioned 1.
Okay, that would also be a top level talent for you. Okay, Lucky, how about you?
I got Reflect 1 and Discipline 2.
Okay.
That was it.
Good. Alrighty.
I
Good
also
session,
got
everybody. Okay, so
I also got paired pistols, so like I have those.
yeah, that was with your monies that we. Did we? I think that was actually on here.
Yeah, I need to go find the bounty chart just to understand like
I'm
what
gonna
stuff for.
retweet this Murasaki!
Twitter!
What was
He said, well, you blame Omega. He said he posted something in ARB which reminded me that ARB was a thing, and I used sexy robots. Okay.
All right. Anyway, since we're recording and we're live, so basically, you guys decided last time you're going to pursue this black market thing, presumably because Aramaa is thinking she's less likely to get shot that way.
Probably.
But speaking of which, how many days off are you going to take? Because I'm pretty sure the natural healing rate is a wound per day. Because you're probably not you still have to stim pack, so you're probably not worse off enough that you want to.
Let's see. I'm
take a dip in
down.
some Bacta.
I'm down 3 wounds right now.
So let me go ahead and actually look that up really quick, because I think this is the first time we've had a serious. We've had a pop opportunity for downtime, and also you were injured. So combat. Wounds.
Loth, it's been over a day. I think you can know your strain.
Oh yeah, everybody should heal strain. Period, because that's a lot easier to get back. Wounds though is
Okay,
different. Recovering from wounds, natural rest. That's critical injuries. Where's wounds? Okay, with each full night of rest, you recover 1 wound. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So how much resties are you gonna do?
I don't know, dude. Fuck it. I can take 2 days.
Okay, you take a couple of days off. You spend a lot of time in a sling because that one guy punched you in the shoulder.
Mhm.
It really hurt.
Yeah.
A bunch of
so-
people with lightsabers.
For the next couple of days, you guys basically have downtime. Camo, you're probably not sent out on any missions or anything. You're just, on standby. Which is honestly probably how being an ARC goes. It's like, you stand by a lot, and then it's like, go do a lot of things. Boots is stuck with basic bitch duty, kitchen patrol, KP.
Yep.
All that stuff. While Aramaa rests and recovers, spends a little time in the infirmary. And Kavis, you actually spend some time with your master, learning about things, because he has a couple conversations with you, because he's heard that you've been running off on your own, doing stuff, and
Right.
he takes you for some meditative lessons to contemplate the lesson of patience, and maybe you shouldn't rush into danger so much, because it not only does it put yourself at risk, but also others. That's our thought for the day.
Okay.
So yeah, he spent some actual time training with you, and then after Aramaa's done resting, as previously established, he probably takes you all for some basic saber defense drills. So you practice some drone blocks.
Cool.
After which, basically, you're probably all pulled into another command meeting in the command room. It's a big round room. There's a big holo projector in the center. There's some people there. Some of these people have names now. Not only is there your master, Sion Lago, Jedi Master Sion Lago, and of course, Jedi Knight Aramaa. There's also Clone Commander Brix, minding his own business. Probably got a couple of clone officers in the back, tapping buttons, looking snazzy. Microphone way too close to their mouth. Jeez. It's because I sound so quiet to me. Do I sound okay to you guys on your end at
You
least?
sound fine.
Sounds fine to me.
Fine.
All right. Well, for you, it's
We will
okay.
be-
I guess Audacity's fine. I'm just
We would be concerned if you started swallowing your microphone, though.
no. It's my goatee hairs keep tickling the mic, and I'm like, that's not the right closeness. It's probably just because I'm using different headphones.
Little do you know, Lucky actually does occasionally nom on his mic.
For me, it would just pick up, so I can't.
Well, I just did it, so
Damn you, Marth's computer!
no, he's wiggling in and out.
It's
Yeah.
like,
That's okay. We can get back to it.
did he take it from you, Lucky?
No, probably
No,
not.
it's not crashing. He just has poor quality overall, I guess.
It's probably just internet being weird today.
Maybe there's something else happening in his house.
Damn it, internet!
Could be. I don't know. I can change the server region to see if he gets a better connection, but I don't think that'll help because it's already close to him. Where was I? Oh, there's also present is the Republic Science-Based Director Wawa Aban,
Wawa Aban.
the Authorian Director.
I can only hear that. I can only hear that sound effect in my head.
Wawa Aban. Oh, I'm gonna put my phone away. I was farming a shield before. Okay.
Saying it as like one word, it feels really weird.
Wawa Aban.
Wawa Aban.
Wawaban.
Behold.
And it's two A's, so it's not copyright infringing, internet. Wawa.
Seriously,
Long A, short A.
murder rush.
So yeah, he's there, and basically you're having your little meeting again.
Oh, shit.
Okay, there it goes.
Alright, nice.
Hey, it's a moth.
So you're all there, all around
Yes.
around a bit.
I'm just saying to turn things.
What?
Please be good here.
There we go. That's better. You really roboted there for the first bit of that.
Yeah.
To me, it just didn't sound like he was enunciating his words.
But yeah, but it was like slow and gerb garb. Like, that's not normal. Okay, I'm gonna do the briefing now. We're at 13 minutes of faffery, and it's quite hot. Well, it's only a little bit hot. I don't want to say it's quite hot. It's not like 90 degrees or anything, but it's warm in here. My patience is thin. So you do the thing. I don't even remember who the fuck brought this up. I think it was probably your master, but he's like, stuff's gone missing. So actually, probably Commander Brix gives his report, which is basically like, actually, it's probably a combined report. The director is like, so the contraband problem is still going on. I can't do an Authorian voice. I don't have the right face configuration. I'll like do else or something. That sounds way more wet than an Authorian. Which means that basically the contraband problem has continued. People are starting to get a little, especially after, even though you stopped it, there was still the issue that some of the villages were attacked and some of their supplies were, lost. Only some of which have been recovered and redistributed. Actually, why don't we start there? We'll start with those guys you captured last time. That's important.
Okay.
Because after your couple of days of rest, Master Lago basically reports to you that in his downtime, he and some of the Republic guys, some of the clone troopers, and security did some interrogations and asked some questions. And that one guy, what was his name? Usaka, I think? Do I still have it written down somewhere? I might not.
Yeah.
'Cause he's in fucking jail now. Which is just so... and honestly, they're probably in holding until they can get a ship back to somewhere with a proper prison. There's not a lot of that going on here. Soheliv's not that developed. So yeah, they've got like the equivalent of like a drunk tank, basically on the base, which is like, okay, if you're being disruptive, you sit in the cell for a day or two, but serious criminals have to be deported, basically. Blah. Sorry, I think that doing that weird Authorian thing wore out my face a little bit.
Oh, no.
But basically, the conclusion of his interrogation is obviously they were off-worlder. They're just some rando gang. Busaka did have a bounty on him, which you guys cashed in.
Oh, yeah.
Operations budget. And basically, the short version is that they were encouraged to come here by some local outfits they knew back where they were from, which is probably some other Outer Rim hellhole a couple of sectors over. And just, told that, hey, here's an underdeveloped planet with a lot of shit to steal. Go nuts. So yeah, it sounds like they were imported, and they basically claimed they were smuggled in. They're illegal immigrants.
Well, then.
And yeah, they're in the process of being deported somewhere where they can get actually, charged in court and probably shipped off to space jail.
Jail. Spale. Alright. What is even space jail? Is there a prison planet? Or
there's several. I don't know which one would be most likely. I mean, they're not super high-level criminals. The Republic has, a space Alcatraz of Uvo 4, which is an asteroid prison.
I think I vaguely remember hearing about that. Oh, well.
Prison bounty hunter. You broke in and broke out again. Even though that was impossible. Ooh. There's what is now technically a separatist-controlled prison called the Citadel, which used to be a Republic prison. But that's really scary because that one was built to, at its worst, hold Jedi if it had to.
Oh, God.
I think that gets repurposed, years later.
Maybe. It was also an arc in Clone Wars.
Okay, so...
Loth might remember that one.
Well, I guess that tidies up well enough. I guess... I don't know, I think we don't have any real lingering strings with any of that.
Is it a normal, separatist thing to, secretly just move a bunch of criminals to
be fuckboys? Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's that guy.
Keep dropping in and out.
Yeah, I noticed. I can't really help you with that.
Sorry, my dude.
Troubleshooting, can't do it.
I guess just check if there's someone else in your house using a bunch of, your bandwidth.
Yeah, go yelling. You hang out with your friends. Get your broom and bang on a ceiling.
Mom says it's my turn on the Wi-Fi now.
Well, it's probably because Dad's probably watching some stuff on Roku, which is always online.
That's okay. We'll continue troubleshooting. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so the actual mission, the black market. The report is that, yes, after all that shenanigans, even though you recovered most of the supplies and you arrested all those guys, they're still, being redistributed and all that. There was some damage. There's maybe a couple of towns that were destroyed kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of a supply scare. A lot of people are like, oh no, the droids are getting closer. Oh no, we're getting our food supplies are attacked. We have to, stock up. It's like, well, actually, I don't know if you get this, but there's a great Florida analogy, which is just anytime vaguely there's a hurricane, even though it's not going to hit you, everybody's like, fuck, I need all the canned food, I need all the water. So that's what's going on right now locally to you.
Okay.
People are buying up stuff and they're turning to the black market to get their supplies because there's only so much in and so much out, But on the Republic military side, like I said, Commander Brix actually reports that you're still having your inventory loss problems. He's been checking the logs, and clones are having going missing stuff. It's right now. It's pretty plain. It's like you're missing. He basically runs down the list. Right now, it's mostly just spare power packs, some glow rods, military rations, canteens, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, he's concerned, and so is your master Lago, about the long-term picture that if you keep having inventory loss, eventually it's going to turn into, and we start missing knives and guns and armor.
Explosives.
Yeah, so right now it's not a serious security risk, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. You guys are you only get so many shipments of ammo, and well, if 1 in 6 crate of power packs goes missing or falls off the truck, then that's 1/6 of the ammo you don't have.
Okay.
Which is also being, upsold at ridiculous prices in town.
Okay.
Got my throat.
All right. So,
well, if you guys are going to move to, we're going to talk about what we're going to do. I want to throw one more little wrinkle in this. One more little fun thing. Which is, as you're talking about it, you said you're going to do it. Master Lago is kind of like, yes, this seems like it could be a serious tactical problem. Originally, before all this, we the Jedi Order were attached to the Judicial Department. It's been a while since I tried to solve crimes. He scratches his sideburns. Why don't we all work together on this one and resolve this problem sooner rather than later, So yeah, he wants to hang out and do Jedi cop stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now, talk about what you want to do. I'm going to drink water.
Okay. Well, before we can actually start figuring out, who's upon us. We got to basically figure out where things are being taken from and where they're being taken to and how they're being transported. So, I guess first we need to identify where things are getting missing, how much, and potential ways they can get it out.
Well, the where they go missing thing, you have a rough idea of the stop point. Basically, it's you guys realize that stuff goes missing when clone troopers go into the supply and they pop open a crate usually and there's nothing in it. Even though on the reports filed with supply, it's marked as full.
Okay, so that either means that...
So, yeah, somebody's either stealing from the supply room or they're in the supply delivery process and subverting it. Where do we get our supplies from? Off-planet? Yeah. There's no industrial production facilities for that kind of stuff on here, so it's all Republic supply ships.
Alright, and... I don't know if a local outfit would have the mojo to swing... I don't know, maybe swing context in space to fuck with shit. Maybe.
Well, nobody's reporting any, pirate attacks on your supply ships.
So that most likely means that people down
So I
here
believe, I think bureaucracy is knowledge education?
Yeah, I think so.
I'd say so, yeah.
I believe that is correct. So if you guys, if you have education or want to take a shot, you can make an average knowledge education check to basically, okay, well, show me the supply records. What's the red tape here?
Yeah.
Do bureaucracy.
Okay.
We'll just stand here.
Clones
don't worry,
are like,
I'll stand
I
there
just
looking
get
pretty.
guns.
And this is average?
Yeah, average.
Okay.
This wasn't part of the simulations.
I do field work.
This is fieldwork. I mean, no, it's not fieldwork. This is...
It's paperwork.
Yeah, it's paperwork.
This is a desk job.
Oh, you went with that move. Okay. Alright, I see. Alright, success with 2 advantage. Okay, so pretty quickly, Kavis is just like, honestly, you're a Padawan. You've probably had to do the Jedi equivalent of, study time and essay reports and shit still. So you're like, hold on, give me a form. Yeah, I better say, that's a lot of fucking tabs.
I know what kind of tabs they are.
I'm not gonna call out anything on mic, but that may be a lot of tabs. You may want to... Is this Chrome? You might want to close some of those, because that'll also eat your computer up.
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, so with that result, you pop out the forms, scroll them down, and you're like, okay, what we got here? Okay, so, on Soheliv, basically, hey, you don't know that. Peanut Gallery, hold on. This is just mystery for the audience. But on Soheliv, basically, your lowest rung is a clone or a Republic officer, or even you guys, the Jedi, will go to supply, go to the quartermaster, and check out an item. Be like last mission, actually, when you got issued your stun cuffs or whatever, your heavy repeating blaster. It's like, hey, we need blah blah blah, and then you basically sign that you took that item, or you thumbprint or something suitably sci-fi. The guy who marks that he receives them is your clone quartermaster. That's CC 1224 half off. And he got his nickname because he has a prosthetic arm and leg. He lost him in the war, so yeah, they rotated him out to rear duty, and he's your quartermaster.
Sense, considering the first 2 numbers and the last 2 numbers of his title or numbers.
I may have come up with the nickname half off later, and then just made up the numbers.
Good.
It was funnier that way, but yeah. So, he's your clone quartermaster he's the army guy here, and he signs out your shit, and he's the one who's like, I've received the crates. The crates have this.
Okay.
Now, he's probably in the past, week or 2 since this became an official problem, as in we're actually looking into it, he has probably been doing random checks of crates, but you guys also get a lot of shit. When you guys get resupplied, you get a lot of resupply. Because power packs are relatively cheap and small, so it's you don't just give a guy a 5-pack, right?
Yeah.
You give him, a couple pallets. So, there's only so much one man can do. You're overstocked and understaffed, basically. So he's dedicated to his job, but he doesn't have the extra staff to go through and double check every fucking crate.
Okay.
So he signs in that he receives the supplies. The supplies are marked correctly. He receives them from a Republic Navy supply ship. Your local Navy supply liaison is Chief Petty Officer Pelez Stray.
Star Wars names.
She is just a human lady, because the Navy had actual non-clone, staff members. They had not a great Navy, but they did have a Navy, which has swelled with volunteers, occasionally, and actual, trained people. So she's a Chief Petty Officer. She is a Republic Navy supply liaison and quartermaster. So she's the one who, when the Navy ship lands, she goes in there, signs her checklist on her data pad that all the crates are there, and then she hands that data pad to Half-Off, who signs that he receives all the crates into storage.
Okay.
And from there, it's the individual captains of every supply ship, which is different every time. You don't have the same ship, like each week or whatever.
Okay. Well, first things first. Okay, so I feel pretty safe saying that probably our own quartermaster probably isn't skipping off the top. He seems on the up and up. But who else would have access to the supply room?
The Jedi would, your officer rank.
Mm-hmm.
Bricks would, but he's your commander, so again, much like Half-Off, you don't want to. Nothing seems off about Commander Bricks. He's a solid man.
Okay.
And probably because he's the director, even though he's non-military, Wawa Bond does. But he's also the guy complaining about the black market, so that would be weird. You could. What's the skill to oppose deceive? Perception or vigilance?
I thought it was.
I can look it up.
Yeah. Well, I said next part. I guess
I've already got a core book. Hold on, let me go ahead and check the oppose, because you can in the interview you could eyeball him up to see if he's lying. We could just scratch him off right now, and you can roll 50 threat, and even if you get an answer right, you think it's wrong. Who knows?
2,000 threat.
Skills. Where's that chart? Skills. Social. Deception is discipline. Okay. Damn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's been defeat.
Hold on. Let me figure out what the difficulty is for that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Luckily, I just bought my discipline up to 2! Flex!
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh no, you have more discipline than me!
So,
I do get shot a lot and don't end up crying, so, hey.
There is actually a planetary governor. And God bless adversaries and allies for collecting all these stat blocks in one book. So, what's... The discipline's based off cunning. Okay. Roll me a hard discipline check.
Alright,
Anybody who wants to scope this guy out.
I'm gonna scope
Discipline was willpower.
I'll try.
Can I assist?
I'm gonna say...
looking at the sheet
Perception
here,
like
it's-
this? Probably not.
Yeah.
You're better off rolling your own check if you want.
Oh, okay.
Hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Alright,
It's hard
alright,
discipline,
so-
which is... Discipline is
verbal?
based on willpower. But I'm just wondering what his cunning is. If he was... Theoretically, if he was lying to you, that would be what it was based off of.
Boom.
Alright, you're eyeing him up. You're pretty sure he's not directly lying to you, but is he hiding something from you? You can't tell. Is this your weakness? Oh, Jesus, okay. Hey, Triumph Boy, he's not lying. Wawa Bond has never lied about anything in his life.
Oh yeah!
So
I don't
for
know. I
Loth,
guess I should just roll.
if you want to roll, you want to roll. You might not care. You don't have to roll.
I don't really, because it's I'm not really gonna
You're probably not. We've already got the spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm staring
so
at the floor.
Success Boy with Triumph, you're like, this man has never lied to you in a day in his life, and he would not lie. He's a nerd, but he's a staunch Republic member. He's not doing nothing.
For the Republic.
Failure Boy, you can't get a read on this guy.
He's too good.
I just can't. I can never read that guy. Yeah. Guess what? He's an Ithorian. It was never in the simulations how to read his facial expressions, so you're like, I can't get a read on this guy.
Damn, that weird.
Well, no, failure with threat would be he's definitely lying to you right now. With just failure, it's like, you don't fucking know.
Okay, so if it's no one in the chain main, that may, Wait, what was the largest item that got taken?
Last time you did a check for something that was missing, probably a couple days ago while you were sleeping off your punch wound.
Ow.
Let's say that, let's see, what would be standard? Mostly you've been missing power packs, glow rods, small shit like that, rations. No, it hasn't worked its way up to, like, medical or actual guns yet. Let's say the last one was you lost, somebody was going to do a recon mission, they popped open a crate for Ascension cables, and it was empty.
So this is all, like, small handheld item.
Yes, but the whole crate is empty.
Oh,
they,
the
like,
whole
pop
crate
open
is
the crate, the label on the crate says, this is Ascension cables or glow rods or whatever. You pop it open, there's nothing in there.
Maybe we should go check out the supply room and see if there's been any access. Like, someone snuck in, or broken, or, Vader down.
That's a decent miniseries.
Because, like I said, if it's small items that, like, I don't know, like, how our building setup is. I don't know. Is this the...
Actually, that reminded me. I've been thinking about doing, like, a layer map for the science base. Basically, so, the way you should think about the science base is you're up on a plateau. It's roughly it's roughly columnar, I should say, cylindrical, you know. Though obviously it's natural. On the actual surface level, you have a couple of landing pads, some of which are quite big, so you can land big ships here. You've got a command and control tower that has all your usual shit, sensors, comms. The director's office is probably in there. A lot of, you know, that's probably a tower that's a couple of, I'd say 3 or 4 story tall tower, which is workspace, basically.
Okay.
Don't think we're science team.
You've got a couple of top level buildings. I have to mute my own tabletop channel at this rate. You're killing me. I have to look at this while we're doing stuff. You're killing me, Smalls. On the top level, there are probably a couple of, basically, you've probably got a couple of grow houses, you know, hydroponics gardens, because that's the only place you can get natural sunlight is on the top level. And you've got a couple of, they're older, but they're basically prefab buildings and Quonset huts and stuff, so you've got basically a lot of barrack rooms and living space, a lot of which has been taken over by the clones and the army staff. You guys get the top level. Top level bunks. Yeah, and there's also probably, like I said, the mess hall. You know, there's a dining area. There's probably a maybe an equivalent of a promenade deck type thing. Like there's an access with windows outside. You can see a view. You can walk around. There might be a couple of small personal shops up there. Stuff like that. You know. Then you start to get, like, you dig down layers into the plateau. So, like, your first layer is probably science labs, more residence cells, all that kind of stuff. It's a little dim and dingy. Second layer is probably secure storage. Actually, no, that'd be at the very bottom. So it's probably like the second layer is like the shifty part of town, basically, where it's like have decks that are like less used because nobody wants to go that many deep layers. It's, you know, storage areas nobody uses anymore that have been repurposed. It's probably where you've got, if you have any shady bars, you have them down there, you know. You've probably got some shops that people have set up, stuff like that, where it's just like, okay, we converted all this extra space in the you know, the third basement layer into more living space, especially since they've had to, you know, move people down so all these clones can settle in and stuff. Below that, you probably have the high security layer, which is like the armory is down there, the supply depot we're talking about, which does mean there's probably a transit, there's probably a secure elevator from the landing pad all the way down there, which could be a point of failure. But that's where you'd have your armory, that's where you'd have all your secure science labs doing all you know, anything that could be dangerous. That's where, like, because a lot of people here are technically Republic employees, that's probably where you have your cash reserve, you know, basically, so you can run payday and stuff. Maybe there's some secured comm centers, stuff like that down there. And then below that, probably about 5 layers deep, is infrastructure. Power generators, oxygen scrubbers, water recycling, all that shit. So, to protect it from blasts and stuff, your supply base is probably pretty deep in the plateau.
So, it's probably not someone just sneaking in and out easily with a handful of goods. Who handles the transportation of the goods from the ship to the storeroom?
That'd be the chief petty officer. Like I said, she takes it at the dock, probably loads it in a secure elevator on, hover carts and stuff, gets the inventory, takes down the turbo lift a few layers, pops open into the supply room, and is like, okay, here's your crates of this.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Technically, there's a talent if you were like, I think it's known schematic where you could be like, I know this building. I think that would be knowledge education or core worlds to be like, to try and figure out what the layout of the building, if you're like, are there any back passages, what's the ventilation layout, shit like that.
Yeah. Well, I think for right now, just so we're not doing nothing, I say we all head down to supply and we do an inspection to see if we can find any signs of tampering or foul play. What do you guys think?
Perception checks?
That would be probably the skill. But yeah, what do you think about the idea?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Might as well just search around down there.
It's
And I
not
said,
Double check records.
as I said, if we don't know exactly what's going on, that means we just have to start eliminating what could not have happened until we have what's left.
Yep.
Master Lago stands in the background and nods sagely.
Eliminate the possible until we only have the impossible.
All right. Sidewipe. We don't have a long elevator loading screen.
Thank God.
complete with elevator music.
So
Oh no! This week we can get our sign conversation on.
Your companion dialogue. But no, let's keep moving because you've been standing in a room for a while.
Yeah.
Now you're going to stand in a different room. Door opens. You're in the supply area. Unlike some of the other sub-layers of the base, this is very well lit, clean white lighting, clean floors, because, again, you got a lot of clones. Sometimes they don't have got a lot to do, so it's the military. There's a lot of mopping.
Yeah, there is.
If a sergeant or another senior NCO sees a squad of clone troopers doing nothing, he finds you a mop and a bucket. It's bad for discipline. So you're in there, and it's set up like you'd expect from these type of rooms if you've ever seen one in fiction. There's a counter. The counter has some reinforced transparent steel. There's a little window cutout. It's got kind of a waiting area. There's some loading bins and stuff, so you can actually load like heavier equipment out. There's an actual door to the storage room on this side of the counter, but it's secured with a keypad lock. Half off is there. He's just chilling. Probably in his uniform, not in his armor. You can see his prosthetic arm. He salutes, snaps his salute. Generals, what can I do for you today?
That is half off. We're here to do an inspection of the premises to find any signs of tampering, foul play, or intrusion.
All right. Can't say I've seen any myself, but I'm not a Jedi. Clones come in, equipment goes out. Not really sure where the point of failure is, but this is technically my second specialization, so he shrugs. All right, so he's like, "Do you want me to unlock the connecting door for you?"
Please.
All right. So the doors are unlocked. You can go into the storage area yourself, or you can go behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do?
All right, let's make our way into the back.
All right.
Okay.
You're in the stacks. He makes sure he is like, hold on, I'll get the lights for you. Big glow panels pop up.
Oof.
It's still a little dimly lit in here.
Is there any internal cameras for this level?
No. Honestly, there probably should be, but remember, this used to be a science facility, so, again, this is like, your army is run by Jedi and Clones, like, high-level spec ops shit is not necessarily your priority. There probably should be some holocams in here, but there are not. There's only, technically 3 ways in. There's a door from behind the counter, there's a door from in front of the counter, both of them are fairly secured and reinforced, because something could explode in here. Like, before they would have stored, like, volatiles and other stuff in here. Fuel cells, that kind of stuff. And then there's the secure door to the turbo lift, which requires probably a special code or some kind of other key to access this floor.
If we don't find anything, I suggest we put some cameras and just see if we find anything over the few days.
Well, actually, is there a static holocamera?
There is. I know it's like in base upgrades. You can get security upgrades.
Yeah, you can get security upgrades.
But Axe, do we have security upgrades money?
Fair. I just thought we could get
yeah, I don't know.
Drones.
If you want to find you might check the gear list to see if there's like the Star Wars equivalent of like a ball webcam. You can just slap in there. There might be.
Yeah,
I'm literally in the fucking detection equipment right now. I'm like,
Get yourself a space GoPro.
I mean,
that kind of thing. I mean, honestly, the other thing is just your name is Camo. Just give you a blanket and some juice boxes and just put you on the top shelf.
I could do that too, but like,
Well, as I said, one thing at a
Put camera in
time.
a box.
But yeah, so
No, what-
basically just
Considering
imagine
how much I took,
your typical storage room, warehouse room. There's just rows and rows of shelves stacked with the same fucking, because it's the CG budget. They're just the same model of crate over and over again. we can only model one crate, and they have different text blazoned across them in Orabesh, and there's like little data pads or little computer terminals on every shelf. And so Half Off probably walks you through, and he's like, "All right, so you see the shelves. They're all lettered and numbered. If you're what you're looking for, I've got the master control system at the counter. I pull up what is on the shelf. You go over to the shelf. He pushes a button, and it's like tells you what sector it's in. You walk down to the sector. You find your crate. So if you're looking for, let's see, meals ready to eat. Beep. So that's on row G5. Walks you down to G5. Pulls a crate. Pops it open. Rations. Closes it. Slides it in. And there's a couple of hovercarts around here in the back. If you need
take
to
one
carry
to
something
eat
heavy.
as like some kind of like weird commercial thing again, like last time.
your commander's not, your officer's not here right now, so no.
No, it's just, that's what they're called, MREs. Meals ready to eat. But alright, so, you're gonna look for stuff.
Yeah.
Is anybody looking for anything in particular or applying any particular skill?
Let's
Let
see.
me check.
I am looking for possible access points, like, ventilations, maybe like loose panels.
Could I use my stealth in a kind of reverse sense of seeing like which places things could have been hidden, or like ways of tampering?
No, I think that would still be perception. You can do that with some skills, but I think in this case, that's like you want to perceive what's hidden is still.
Skullduggery would probably
perception.
do a lot here.
Well, okay, so that's what I was gonna say. If you guys, the difficulty will be easier, but I doubt you have it. If you want to do skullduggery or streetwise to know the game, basically, that would be an easy check with no additional dice. Otherwise, I'd like you to make an average perception check with a black die because it's kind of dimly lit in here, except for the two of you who are like, fuck darkness.
Okay.
Skullduggery ain't my thing, even though it's easier, so I'll stick with the average.
I'll
Yeah.
stick with the
And
average.
skullduggery, and I think
I'll
skullduggery and
just-
streetwise are both cunning, I think.
Cunning, so I'm
I'll
going.
just this lucky.
But I have no. So you just want to walk around with me?
Will assist you.
Yeah.
Alright, walk around with me.
So you get that blue.
All right, I'll take that blue. Thank you.
That's all I
No.
have is 2 cunning and I think 1 perception.
I'll do my own perception check to see if I can see anything.
All right, don't get special black die removal, so remember it.
Unless he's wearing like the.
Actually, do you want to wear your helmet side flashlight?
I do have the glow rod attachment for it.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna turn his fucking flashlight.
I mean, that's fair. All right.
I
Right.
almost
Yeah,
thought
you
about
said
Sure,
it's
to be in the
getting
dark room. So.
All right.
So it's
Oh, I did okay.
Well, you forgot your difficulty dice there, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
as
what
well.
difficulty dice are you using?
You said
You
it was
only
a
roll
black
positive dice.
You said only a black dice, so I thought it was like a blank one.
No. Average difficulty is 2 dice.
Alright, I'll do it again.
Okay.
The term for no difficulty dice is simple, but this is not.
Gotcha.
Okay, you did okay.
Yep.
Though those purple dice did actually roll something.
Yep. It was entirely thanks to Cav. Literally.
Alright. There you go.
So dice,
You
you're doing
guys did
okay.
it.
All right. Wow,
Oh,
you all actually did okay for once.
Get rid of that.
And some
one
of you use the
successful
dice
feat.
bot. All right, so you're wandering around. Master Lago he probably stays in the back and basically does the Jedi equivalent of shooting the shit with Half Off. So like asking him like anybody weird come in, you do anything weird, how the clones acting, kind of stuff, usual talk to people things.
Mhm.
And you guys wander the stacks. So that's okay. You still did okay. I won't bone you out of your success. Well, all right then. We'll do it that way. So, well, okay, we'll do it in this order. You only rolled advantage, not success, because we had to do some editing. Womp womp.
Yeah.
Boots
Sorry
looks
about that.
around. You cannot find any like hidden places, any kind of tampering signs, but you scope out all the doors, and as far as you can tell, none of these keypads or anything look interfered with. Nobody's like been scraping stuff or whatever. Everything looks fine. All your crates look alike. There's nothing out of order here, even if you don't find any specific clues.
Okay.
So Aramaa, you're looking for entrances and exits. There's still only the 3 main entrances. You do find that, obviously being a big area and you're several stories underground, there are some big stonking ventilation grates in the ceiling. but because this is supposed to be a secured room, they are fused in place, and with your success and advantage, and maybe you boost Kavis up there, which is how he assists you, so you can see. These are firmly welded in place. They have not been tampered with recently.
Okay.
So you can safely eliminate that possibility.
All right.
And Camo with 2 success, 2 advantage. You get a similar conclusion. You're wandering around. You're just like, everything seems normal. All the crates are stocked. Everything's fine. Hover carts are in there. You come to the conclusion that, yeah, the only way in is for somebody to breach the front or breach the turbo lift. And there's no obvious sign of tampering. Like I told Boots, all the crates really do look alike. The only way, in fact, you would know what's in any crate is if you're plugged into the supply computer system.
Wonder if there's some currently empty crates now. We just don't know.
Actually, that's a good point. If all the crates look the same, how would a person know what's in them to steal?
Someone's swapping crates out.
Well, I will say this, since you guys, a lot of you rolled some advantage, as you're walking through the crates, none of them look tampered with. Like, the only ones that are like, you see some that have probably been pulled out, like there are some spare crates, which are all empty.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you repurpose all the crates. You probably ship empty crates back with the supply ship when they leave. But everything looks in order in here. Like, nobody's pulling anything out. Nothing's, like, wrong in the stacks. You check a couple crates, none of the locks have been jimmied.
I have an idea.
In fact, with Master Lago, Half-Off probably points out, yeah, I pulled these couple of crates out when we found they were empty, and they look just like every other crate.
Alex, did you have an idea?
I'm wondering if someone's just swapping out empty crates with full crates and just hiding them because no one can tell the difference.
I mean, that's fair. It's just the point of where.
Yeah, that's the question.
Like, when's the next supply shipment due? And
identification things on them, or is it just like unmarked crates?
Because they're reused, they're probably not labeled individually, but they've probably got the equivalent of like almost an attached data pad. Like, they have a computer readout, you punch up the readout, it tells you what's in the crate.
Okay.
How easy is it to, replace the data pad?
They're probably pretty modular.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll something. That's an S, not a D.
Nani?
Oh, that doesn't work either. Because I typed roll, I'm done.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, that's terrifying.
That's not correct.
Why is it so many?
Omega wants to kill us. Help!
What was that?
You got 2 days to your next supply shipment.
2 days. Okay, so obviously this means that supplies, if they're not being taken here, then means we got to take a step
in transit or
before they even get on the ship,
or they're at the spot back there.
All right, so now let's take this back. If the supply room is secure, then I guess that puts what is her name? The supply liaison, Pilastre, in the question. I said, I'm assuming she's not, guarded or necessarily, walked to here. She just comes down with her crates and heads over to the elevator down to the supplies.
Right you are, General. She arrives on the lift. I get a little signal that lets know. I usually meet her there with the crates. Because, even with the hover carts, the crates are usually pretty heavy. We get spare blasters and stuff down here.
Question, does the turbolift have any other stops besides from here and the landing pad?
I would say probably, yeah. It's probably, you're not a huge base, so you probably just have a couple of turbolift shafts, which are one is landing pad access. So, there is a security feature. You need a special key code to come down to the secure level, or something. I don't know. It's probably, a code. But theoretically, it's got other stops it could make on the other higher floors.
Okay, so basically my point here is now that we've secured this, we have to consider that maybe something is moved in transit.
Yeah.
But how's the best way to go about that?
Yeah, how are we gonna check security of the petty officer?
Well, because I'm saying, I'm pretty sure, even if she's not, escorted or guarded, there are people, walking around the base or taking the cargo lift at the same time.
Well, you don't know about that second thing. That really depends. Because they would, even if it's the same lift, it has to go to a secured location, so it's not like you just let somebody just hang out on the elevator,
I guess that's true.
So she has an office. She's actually local side, because she's your liaison officer.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably has an office up at the top on the landing deck level. Because you probably have something vaguely resembling, control and customs.
Yeah.
The landing pad will be guarded probably 24/7 by a squad of clones, just hanging around looking for trouble.
Excuse me.
Other than that, she's probably got a couple of officers working under. Well, not officers. She'd have, junior Navy pukes in there. Here, you lift this, put this on the cart, push the cart into the elevator. Hey, you, file these papers for me. That kind of stuff.
Well, we should probably go speak to her then.
Okay, do you want to just take the elevator up?
Yeah, let's take the elevator up.
Alright. Elevator wipe. You go up, and, bing bong. It's just like a Fallen Order elevator. You unlock a new shortcut. And you're just, you're probably in a secure, basically a loading dock adjacent to the landing pad. So now that you're here, there's hover carts abound, there's a couple of load-lifting droids, there's, some big warehouse-style doors on the front so that ships that land can, dump their cargo right off the ramp into here. There's probably more shelves with unsecured cargo, so, not stuff that goes to secure storage, just cartons of food, generic supplies. There's outgoing supplies, because obviously you ship stuff back. Purified water is actually a major export of Soheliv, so there's, pallets of big water drums, sitting in the back. Maybe there's a load-lifting droid running back there. All that kind of stuff. And you see a couple of, there's probably a couple of civilian, what actually, there's a word for that. Is it Picador?
Stevedore?
Stevedore, that's right. I'm like, something like that. Stevedores, yeah. So there's probably a couple of civilian Stevedores, in bright space overalls, minding their own business, running space forklifts.
Okay.
They kind of give you the nod, because they're the ones managing the cargo. There's probably some, petty officer or, sailor man down here. I don't actually know, because is it just shipman or spaceman? I don't know. I gotta look up my Star Wars ranks if they make that different. But yeah, there's a couple of, enlisted Navy guys, wandering around, checking stuff. Maybe one of them's got a little seat somewhere with a data pad, just scrolling stuff in. And you would know that the Chief Petty Officer has a office building.
Alright.
Yeah. You robot it a little there, Lucky.
What?
You broke up a little there.
Oh, sorry. Let's make our way in, get to her office.
Alright. Are you gonna show up in force, 3 Jedi and some clones?
I'll stand outside if needed.
Yeah, I'll ask, Master Lago if he wouldn't mind, waiting outside. You do have quite the presence.
He nods his horned head and says, "That's probably a good idea. I'll talk to the clone troopers manning the landing deck, see if they've seen anything."
Much appreciated, Master.
And so he wanders off to go do that. Say hi to a couple of clones. Then, crisp salutes. All right, You're in the office. It's about what you'd expect from a Star Wars office. There's a grungy metal desk in here. There's a couple of rust spots on the grated floor. There's not even a pot plant. The lighting is dim. I don't know. Maybe you need to drink a monster.
I probably do.
Let's see. Where was I? This is there's probably an inner office, outer office kind of thing. So in the outer office, there's another, junior Navy guy. There's the actual dockmaster of the science base at his desk. And who knows, maybe he used to have the inner office until he got kicked out for a military person, because that's how militarization works. And there's, basically probably a protocol droid or some other kind of interface droid as a receptionist here. Hello, ma'am and sirs. How might I help you today?
Yes. I would like to speak to Chief Petty Officer Stray.
1 moment, please. Master Jedi pushes a button on the intercom. Ma'am, there are some people here to see you. My database recognizes them as Jedi Aramaa, Jedi Padawan, Kavis Vuull. And yeah, I'm not going to bother reciting your clone troopers numbers, but the droid does all that. And by the time we're getting to boots, the petty officer's like, send him in. Very well. You may
I imagine that Aramaa just send him in and he's just still going, just listing off the names.
You may enter. It gestures to the door.
I'll incline my head and move to the door.
All right, you're in the inner office. It's just as dingy as the outer office, only it has a single window.
That truly prime real estate.
It is raining slightly. The rain batters against the window gently.
What is this mud pit never raining?
There you go. Camo understands his pain now. Yeah, tell me. All right. You guys are technically separate branches, so she does not stand. She probably stands, but she does not salute.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously got military bearing, being classically trained, but also you're not technically her boss, so.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Jedi, how can I help you today? Let's see. Let's describe her. She's wearing a Republic Navy uniform. Got her markings for her rank on and wherever those go. She don't know Republic Navy uniforms. It's something across the chest or the shoulders or something. Got her hair back in a professional bun. Looks like she's a human, probably early middle age. Looks like maybe she's been skipping the PT a little because she's behind the desk. She needs to exercise a little bit more. Dark circles under her eyes, a couple of early gray streaks in her hair.
Oh my. A little stressed out.
Dark skin, dark eyes. And she's just like, how can I help you?
It's like, Aramaa will bow slightly and just go straight into it. It's like, we're been investigating the recent strings of supplies disappearing, and we are just gathering information. Excuse me.
What sort of information?
Well, we're just trying to figure out where in the process from the supplies and delivering are they being taken from. Instead, we have just come from the supply room itself, and it seems quite secure, so we have ruled out the fact that someone will be taking something directly from there, which means that we're on the next point is to investigate the transportation from the ship to said supply room. As
she just kind of shrugs and says, well, it's pretty simple. The supply ship comes in, we take off the inventory into out there. She points outside into the, like I said, the little loading dock area.
Mm-hmm.
The crates are heavy. I'm only one person, so usually we have either the locals or even better these days, we just get some load lifters to load it all into carts. Carts go down to the elevator as much as it'll take at a time. I go straight down to the bottom level. We ship it off there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit at the bottom we do loiter a little bit. There's not as much room on the bottom floor as there is up here on the loading equipment, so I suppose that's a weakness, but I can't really do anything about it, and that's just how it goes. I take the inventory in as they come in. I hand the data pad to half off at the bottom.
You mentioned you hire locals?
Well, yeah, the stevedores are right here. They're local, but they're still Republic employees. They're just civilian contractors. They're the ones who have all the training to operate all the load lifters and cargo skiffs and the cargo tractors. I'm sure General. It's quite a lot of material to wage a war.
I do understand. At any point, is the supplies left on its own or unsupervised?
She kind of ponders for a second and says, well, unsupervised by me, technically, yes. If we have too much to go in one cargo load, I'll take the first down in the elevator. They are old. Their cargo limit isn't as high as they could be.
Mm-hmm.
I have been talking to somebody to try and get some reforms down here, speed up this process. More automation, more droids, but my requests are falling on deaf ears. I'm just a humble CPO.
I understand.
But if I have to leave it, I leave it up here. Technically, my subordinates are in charge. They've all been vetted and stuff, but they are technically the only ones attending it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could call them in, see who's on, call everybody who's on duty anyway, and ask them if they leave the stuff alone. Though I don't know. I've always thought it's just errors at the distributor. Nobody wants to admit it. None of the ship captains ever tell me. If they say the cargo's the cargo, and so they get the cargo, and I get the cargo. It all checks out. Whenever I want to get something done, it's always, slow boats and red tape. So maybe they just don't want to tell us they're not giving us the supplies.
I see.
If you're attempting to scope her out, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be a good time for that. That would be another one of those discipline rolls. And
Okay.
that would be That would
think
be
I
an
might be doing that as
average
well.
discipline check.
Okay.
But let's see. Do I want to?
You gonna make this hard?
No, I'm just wondering if there's any kind of factors. No, I don't think even though she's a named NPC, she's not super high level. She shouldn't have any like. She's only an even if CPO is a decently high rank, she's only an enlisted officer. She doesn't have any like I am beyond reproach kind of abilities.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just average.
All right.
Look at all that threat I got.
That's a lot of threat. Wait, no. I kept trying to highlight my roll without like actually doing anything. I was like, wait a minute, this ain't working.
Without actually getting the stats, the results. Troopers roll some threat.
At least Marth did pretty well.
Nice, Marth.
Success with advantage.
Axe, why did you roll?
Are we always doing discipline checks?
You're outside.
Oh,
well,
you're right.
actually, I don't know. You told the Jedi
Were we
Master to
both
stay
outside?
I wasn't
outside.
told.
I don't think
I
you
was
actually.
waiting to.
Axe, you said you're gonna stand outside.
No, Axe
thought
said
you
he
were-
would wait outside if we wanted, and then you asked General Master Jedi Lago to actually stand outside. So I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't
You
think we
didn't tell
actually
me that.
clarified if Axe is outside.
Oh, okay.
You did tell me to do this. That's right.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. No, I took that as just
Jesus
me taking-
Christ, Lucky.
Ooh boy, lots of success with threat. So
Yep.
let's do this in order of fuck-uppery. Or
Oh,
actually,
no.
we should do it in tangas of success. Success result first?
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. 1 success, 2 threat. What's a good one? I don't want to make you take strain. That's dumb. Maybe if it was like a 1 threat, but with 2 threats, like, okay. So with you two who rolled like 1 success and some threat, we'll spice some information. You do detect that she's lying to you about stuff, but you can't tell what. You can't tell what she's not being honest about at that level. With 4 successes and 2 threat, Aramaa, you actually, I will give you strain because it makes sense for you. With that many successes, you are dead certain she is lying to you something about her part in transporting your goods. Like something in there is a lie. And you're getting a little nervous about it. Take 2 strain, and your hand might accidentally rush your lightsaber because your danger sense is tingling, even if you don't have that talent. You're like,
Oh no.
what's she lying to me about? Is it a threat? Because this is a room full of people you're looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mr. Success with 3 advantage, if you wanted to use those advantage mechanically, I guess you probably could, but it's probably better to just use them narratively and say that you can actually pinpoint when you notice that her story doesn't make sense about the elevator. She loads it up with she has the stevedores and stuff taken off there, but she leaves her subordinates at the top and has load lifter droids loaded into the elevator, and she rides down alone. So it takes longer for her to finish loading at the bottom. Why? Why is it that way?
Oh, so she's making an opening.
Okay.
So you guys have your responses. What do you do?
Okay.
I remain silent but staring.
That's not really any different because you're
You're not going to say
wearing a
anything.
helmet.
I can figure like, okay, so like that thing.
All right. Well, I
Actually,
guess
oh,
I'll.
oh, should I?
But she takes the droids to go down wrong.
What's your cool rating, Aramaa?
Mine 1.
Okay, so you have 1 cool and how much presence?
3.
Okay. Is that right?
Personally,
I'm gonna roll to see if she notices something. So we'll call that. Sweat that. Power 3. So it's easy. Okay.
Per.
And you don't have any kind of special talents or anything that interfere with people's ability to perceive you or social you or anything, right?
No.
So she kind of quirks an eyebrow at you and is like, Master Jedi, are you alright? And her own hands kind of nervously go to play at the edge of her desk.
Quickly, force push her out the window.
No, I've done that to someone. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't end well for them.
It also gives us information we need.
It's
right,
like,
Cav hasn't said.
Aramaa will just, take a deep breath and be like, Chief Petty Officer, I've noticed that you seem a bit more haggard, stressed. Has everything been okay here recently?
She kind of pauses. She looks very surprised. Well, and she kind of continues on. She's like, well, it is kind of a thankless job out here, as I'm sure you know. I mean, we all want to do our part for the Republic, but like I said, it's not like we get a lot of support. Technically, I should have a full staff running this office and probably be a pay grade higher, but I already wasn't necessarily planning to retire on this salary, So, no, I guess I like everybody else here, I'm understaffed. I mean, I know she kind of, you still have a wound left, right?
Yes.
She kind of looks you up and down and says, you don't seem to be doing so great yourself. You've been out in the field, too. She continues to kind of, like I said, nervously take her hands, kind of wrapping her desk,
It is a thankless job. It is a thankless job, and you're probably not getting your dues worth or what you need. That probably stresses you out. But you might be thinking of doing, like, hiding something. Maybe something for a bit of stress relief, maybe something to, I don't know, make...
Whoa. Now she puts her hands up defensively. I don't know what kind of Jedi mumbo-jumbo you're trying to pull here, miss, but I am an upstanding officer of the Republic. I have been a career Navy woman for almost 2 decades. I started as an ensign doing anti-pirate missions. And where were you guys, huh? She points accusingly at the Jedi. Hell, before this war started, I had never met a Jedi in person. Now there's 3 of you here. Okay? So I'm just doing my job because I follow orders, okay? She slams her fist on the desk. I follow orders. Everybody make another average discipline check.
Okay.
Because you're trying to oppose lies, and she's not a good liar.
We've incited her to make a mistake.
Well, yeah, you're attacking her personal honor.
Average again?
Yeah, average. She has a cunning of 2. Guess what?
Oh.
Wow, okay.
Wow!
Unusual.
I do like the snip and snap. It just takes a minute to get used to.
Well, I know what happens with you, Loth. You take a strain.
Can I get this dice roll linked to me?
Oh, yeah, hang on.
Link it again if you want to spend. Oh, boy, wow, okay. Jesus.
I might use it.
God damn it, Marth.
You're killing it with this. Jeez, the Force guys. Okay, so, Stress Boy, you take a strain. You're not sure you appreciate her waggling her hands. She's throwing those hands at your commanding officers. That's not cool. That reminds you of basic training.
I am holding onto my rifle because I've got nowhere to put
You're
it.
still carrying that here?
Yeah, I carry it wherever I go.
Yeah, I don't actually know how they're supposed to holster the carbines.
I just didn't know I'd be carrying like my big fuck off sniper rifle on me.
Don't you have a sling on?
Well, yeah, you have a sling.
I
That's
do.
easy for you.
I know, but
it's easy.
I just thought it'd be kind of
You also
rude
have
to
2
carry
pistols,
it
so
on
you could leave your rifle at home if you want.
I was
Axe, you saw some of the clone trooper things. They always carry around their rifles with them.
fair.
He's probably just got it slung under under an arm, just because that's how that works. All right, Jedi Mans, with multiple successes and advantage. Well, yes, through your amazing powers of deduction, because you guys don't have sense emotions. At least I don't think you guys do. Or if you do, they're not. It doesn't proc on this check anyway.
Yeah.
Through your amazing powers of intuition and mental discipline. Okay, so she's not lying about being a career officer and blah 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 and all that, and she is genuinely mad that you think that she's basically stealing off the top for fun. However, you can tell that she is not doing a good job of actually denying that she may or may not be skimming materials off the top. So that's what you guys who succeed sense, and like I said, Jedi with your multiple successes and advantage, you're laser focused on that.
Okay.
When she sees Boots do that, she kind of lowers her hands, and they're very shaky now. They're going back down to her desk.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna look around real quick, and I'm just gonna say Boots, and give you a meaningful quote unquote look.
Okay.
Sorry, General.
Okay, so...
Then I'm gonna turn my attention back to
Feeling.
Actually, forgive me for this, guys, but as a personal note, Boots and Camo, would you mind waiting outside?
Understood.
As you wish, General.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we continue, I have a very important question for the clones. When she tells you to go outside, do you just step out into the outer office, or do you go back out into the warehouse?
I would go out of office.
Outer office. Just
Okay,
just
so you guys
listen in
pop
and-
out the door to the inner office and stand on either side.
Like stand at the doors.
So if there's a ruckus, you can hear.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. Marth, I believe you were building up to saying something.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'll just be like, he just sighs around us. Well, we don't want to try to accuse you of anything, but I just wanted to ask about some particularities of your of what you said to us. So you said that. So it's like, why is it that you keep your subordinates at the top while you go down with the turbo lift?
It's just how it is. Somebody has to stay here and man the post. I have to stay with the supplies. She's starting to talk through clenched teeth. You know, like, it's just how it done. I don't know how you guys do stuff over in the Army, but in the Navy, we have to follow the protocols, okay? I'm senior most officer. I stick with the stuff. There's weapons and explosives and medical supplies in there. It's all very important. I don't even know why you guys are so concerned about a few missing power packs.
Oh.
They're just not shipping them, okay?
Today.
Typical thing.
You guys, like, all broke up there, so I have no idea who said anything.
Loth was just... Well, I'm pretty sure she probably got reports on missing things.
Yeah, probably.
You can ask her that.
Nah, I'm not gonna try and pull that.
Okay.
That seems kind of weird. See? Inefficient.
Well, that's what I got, okay? You want to give me, There are clones in the Navy, too. I guess you could ask a couple to be reassigned to me so I can do some more work. But that's what we work with, okay? Yeah, whatever. Happen. I never get anything around here. Kind of nervously, like I said, taps her leg. Just kind of nervous twitch.
I'm trying to think, like, what's...
Did you at some point say you were gonna, like, look around the room? Somebody say that?
I think Lucky said that and did that to look at boots.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said I slowly looked around.
Well, if you're
Boots.
glancing around the room, give me another, we'll call this an easy perception check to notice something about her office.
Okay. Let's see here. Wait, perception is based off of what again?
Cunning.
Cunning.
So,
That's not a lot.
But it's easy.
It's easy, yeah. Alright. Shift S. And then do that. And paste. I literally only got one thing on one die.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay.
wow.
Alright, you're glancing around, and with your super force vision powers, you notice that, her desk is basically free of ornamentation. It's just, I said, a crappy sheet metal desk they threw in here. She's got, like, some space filing cabinets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got, like, a small work table in the back. Well, one thing you're pretty sure, with the advantage, you're pretty sure, judging by her posture, that she's got a sidearm under the desk, that she's really wondering if she wants to just plug you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if it's set to stun or not, because you can't see it, but she's debating whether or not that plan will work. But on her little like backstand area where it looks like she's got some personal items, like maybe there's a canteen of water and there's some stuff down there. She's got a little personal data pad, comlink maybe. You see a little pair of dangling chance cubes on a chain, which is a little unusual for a career Navy officer. That's usually like a high flying, fast flying smuggler kind of decoration. So yeah, she's got some just a little dice decoration in the back corner there.
Used to be a gamer. Used to be a smuggler.
Well, she did say she's been in the Navy for 20 years, so that, judging by her age, that was probably like out of Space High School, went to Space Naval Academy, or Space Navy Basic, because she's enlisted. So, she's a career officer, but...
She's a career officer who's stressed out.
The gambling thing...
Maybe she stresses out, so she goes gambles. Maybe she gambled a bit too much, and now she's trying to skim off the top to cover her losses.
So I think like persuasion in this case, like if you want to like use that point against her to try and get her to crack, that'll be either coercion or charm, depending on whether you're being nice or not.
I want to be nice.
Yeah, because also keeping in mind, if you weren't nice, you'd take you take conflict. But let's see, what's charm opposed by? Cool?
Probably.
Oh, actually, I have that table up. Yeah, charm is opposed by cool. So, roll a hard charm test, because she has three presents.
Okay. All right.
You have like 3 light side points, 3 or 4 light side points, don't you?
I'm totally gonna fucking use one.
4 life points.
Yeah,
I'm totally gonna use one though. Excuse me.
I like the idea that like Aramaa is squinting her eyes and just like
this roll.
Oh, that
Did
doesn't
the magic
sound
dice
good.
roller burn you?
No, but yes.
Oh no.
No?
Hang on. Whoops, I did that wrong.
Oh no.
There.
Oh my no.
Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
I mean, it's like a success, but something.
All right. So she's gonna crack like a cheap egg. But
It might cause a problem.
with that threat, so what do you got here? So how do you phrase this? Like, do you want to just use the phrasing you used before?
Yeah, I'll basically just do thinking out loud.
Okay. So from under her desk, before you could react, she pulls out like just a small light blaster pistol.
Mm-hmm.
It is set to stun, luckily for you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to attempt to make an attack roll, and because of all that threat, I'm not going to count your defense for this.
Very
You're
well,
just not prepared, so... How good are you at shooting and stuff? I got that. You don't actually have any shoot skill, so...
Well, this is a court-martial.
Well, she's probably already getting court-martial at this point.
Yeah.
I need to get to discard the die roll, so let's do
Yeah, I guess if she cooperates, she might have like gotten something less, but yeah.
It'd be pretty bad if she succeeds really well and just stuns our 2 Jedi.
Well, she can't
Well,
do
yeah,
that,
one
at
of them.
least.
Yeah.
Kavis can tackle her.
I can just...
Oh.
Of
All
course
right,
I get
so
hit.
you take... But this is strain, though, because it is set to stun.
Mhm.
She doesn't keep her blaster set to live. So you
That would
take
actually
6
that would be
strain
correct.
before soak, because this is stun damage, so soak counts.
Okay, but so I only take 2. Okay.
So you're not super... Well, you don't have your lightsaber out either.
No.
And with her 2 advantage, she just takes a free maneuver and just dives out the window.
Mhm.
How high are we in the building?
You're on the ground floor.
Oh, okay.
However, you have a triumph. So
She gets stuck.
no. Well, also she's using a low power blaster is the thing.
Mhm.
You can totally stun somebody instantly if you get a good roll. But no. If you would like Aramaa, you can just immediately take a free maneuver and like grab her hem or something and follow her out that window if you like.
Yes.
Okay. So,
The pursuit.
clone troopers, inside you hear boing, smash.
We instantly react, just turn, like,
You'll
look.
open the door.
There's a broken window and there's only one Jedi in the room.
Okay, we're going after it now.
Okay, so those guys are
out
going
the
out the window.
window.
Okay, so-
Marth, what are you doing?
Camo gives Boots the the hand signal of, like, run now.
Okay. So, I need all of you to make me an average coordination check because you're all trying to fit out a window. Meanwhile,
Cool, I got condition for this, so... Hey.
Aramaa, what are you doing? Basically, you guys take a tumble. You completely fucked her jump up.
I would like to engage in Yeo pugilism.
All right, roll an average brawl check then
Yeah,
to punch.
average coordination check.
Is there any black dice on this?
No.
Okay, cool. Because so coordination, talent doesn't come in.
I have no
Ah.
points in coordination.
Don't you have a boost die because of physical training? Isn't that to both? Or no, is that to
No,
resilience?
That's
Athletics or
That's
resilience?
athletics and
Okay.
resilience.
Okay. So Kavis isn't making it out the window. And Lucky, did you hear me? That'll be an average punch check. Brawl.
Yeah.
Your
but,
unarmed damage is +0, so it's just equal to your brawn. But you
Yeah,
can
I know,
spend
but I
advantage
wanna
to
get in a
knock
fist
down
fight.
and stuff.
Oh, I only got advantage on mine.
Okay. So
I
we'll
get
do it
minus
this
1
way.
damage on. I get minus 1 damage to strain because my talent though.
Well, yeah, you don't need to take her in strength. So, Boots, you actually get out the window. Kavis, you do not get out the window. There's a clone trooper in your way. They're short. That's the thing. Well, okay, let me go back to the top. Let me describe this in order. All right, everybody got that? Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Chief Petty Officer goes out the window. Aramaa just grabs her sleeve and goes with her. This completely fucks up her jump. And you both roll across the ground, probably for a couple of meters. There's go ahead and take a strain off that. As you're literally brawling around on the ground, Aramaa, as you immediately go for... Are you just going for, like, a sucker punch across the face?
Yeah.
So you just immediately go for, let's see. Your base stamp, what's your brawn?
2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you do 1 wound through her soak. So, I think it's just, you just give her an open palm slap. Just slap the shit out of her.
I'm gonna just deliver, like, don't make this any worse.
Sure.
Just slap.
But,
slap
you take some strain because you've just taken a tumble.
Mm-hmm.
And her uniform is, like, all ruffled. There's chunks of glass in, like, her sleeves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably some glass, but you're wearing secretly armored clothing, so you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. We'll get this in order. So, the clones pop open the door, see the door is smashed through. They immediately make a dive for the door. Kavis makes a dive for the door. As I said, Boots, with his pure clone trooper instinct, actually dives into the tactical roll out the window. So you come up on your feet. Kavis, you have 2 choices. You can either not make it through the window, or you can make it through the window badly.
I'm going to not make it through.
Okay, you can't fit. There's a clone trooper in the way. Camo, you realize you're not going to fit through that window, so instead, you basically take a free maneuver to sprint back out the door, and you're basically, by the time I next act for your action, you're able to run around the long way and be out of the warehouse from the other side. In the same time, it takes Boots to do his whole tuck and roll shit.
Plus, that you might end up like alerting Commander Largo if he's still outside.
Yeah, probably. I should probably do that way. It's like we gotta run. We have like the running.
That's just what, a move force check.
I believe so, unless there's something.
Yeah, I could make it opposed, but just roll force.
Okay.
She's only a rival, so she doesn't get a for sure get a.
And she's just short range.
Yes.
Okay, and the plus. Okay.
And the blaster's still 0, obviously.
Okay, so I got a dark and a light.
Alright, well, which ones do you want to use for force points?
I'm only going to use the light side just to do that, and I'll just, like, pull the blaster right back into the room.
Alright, whoop! Her gun, which was probably, like, still in her hand or on the floor or something, is just force slurped back through the window to Cav. You're not good enough at move to, like, catch it in your hand, blaster ready, but you catch it. You could probably arm yourself with it if you want, but you probably don't. So,
I just let it right back to the room.
Alright,
Like,
whoop!
now she can't shoot you anymore.
That's Boots right now.
Yep.
Okay, so this is not really initiative because basically there's a lot of noise. You're right on top of her.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of clone troopers and dudes surrounding her in a few moments. So I think she'll just take your slap to heart and just slump to the floor.
Okay.
And then suddenly 50 clones are just like blasters in her face. No sudden moves.
The Camo with the commander.
Yeah, you guys double around. There's probably a lot of, hey, General, you alright? Everybody alright here? Okay.
Everything's fine. I'll point to a clone in charge looking man, and it's like, please take custody of this woman and restrain her for further questioning. You're gonna
pick some of the glass out of your clothes,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. I'm gonna... Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
They cuff her, and they take her away.
Alright. So...
I know, the master comes up and he's like, kind of looks you up and down and says, an unorthodox solution, but it seems to have worked. He kind of looks you up and down, maybe like leans over and like picks a piece of glass out of your hair and says, are you sure you're alright there?
I'm fine.
You probably just feel a little sleepy from the stun.
Yeah. That's like wouldn't be a job if I didn't get shot once.
Well, I can't. I suppose there is a technique to stop bolts using the Force, but I never mastered that one myself. We might have to hit the archives back at Coruscant. He kind of gives you a half smile.
I'll return a ghost of a smile, and I'll turn to him and just be like, Master, she didn't necessarily seem like someone who was trying to commit harm. She seemed like she was just stressed and overworked and needed an outlet, and maybe that got a little bit out of hand. I'm not sure I can necessarily fully blame her for it.
He kind of looks at you, and he kind of, looks at her being led away, and he says, "Well, my student, there are many reasons why people do many things. We'll have to speak with her about what's actually going on here. After all, I've reviewed everybody's personnel records. It is, as she probably said, she has been career Navy for many years. I will say this. Events do not often have simple causes. Look at this war we are in. Where does the inciting incident lie? Is it because we chose to rescue our own from Geonosis and so accepted the help of the clone army, the origin of which we may or may not have commissioned? Actually, I don't even know if you heard about whether supposedly. I don't know. Do you ask questions about where clones come from?
Yes.
Okay, then you've probably heard the story that supposedly the clone order was placed by the now deceased Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, who went off a little bit on his own, and everybody was kind of like, why would he do that? Well, we have an army when we really need it, because the Republic did sign the orders, so... is it because we signed the order for the creation of the army? Is it because one of our own, Count Dooku, seems to have fallen to darkness? Or is it simply because the Republic was not serving the needs of some of its people, and they chose to go their own path? All of these are true, and none of these are true. You should maybe go hit the refresher, though, and get that glass out of you here. He turns to a clone trooper and says, and find a maintenance droid. Let's get this cleaned up. Don't want anybody to step on any glass. Then he probably pokes in the window and is like, "Hey, Kavis, you alright in there?"
Yes.
Good. He kind of holds out his hand.
I made sure she didn't shoot Aramaa.
That's good. Why don't you hand that to me?
Okay, I'll just go over to where the blaster is.
Alright. You bet. I'll just hand him the blaster.
It sounded perfect because for a second there, Marth, you sounded so distant, so it felt perfect for the situation.
Oh, right. I had the thing up.
It was Foley. I heard you fine. Okay. You take the blaster. He takes the blaster. He goes off with it. All right. Wow. Scene wipe. That was an encounter. Anybody who's got strain can roll discipline?
Yeah.
Yeah, discipline to de-strain yourself. Every
I'm gonna
success
de-strain
is
myself.
simple,
No
and every success is a no
strain.
strain.
Kavis, once again, just getting lucky and not having anything happen to him.
Then my
Arama's
thing
just taking
my thing is just
all
like,
the
I'm always just in the
cracks.
back line, so it's like, no one ever attacks me.
Sorry,
That's
what
good
check-
as a sniper, honestly.
It is, which
Can I
is...
check, is this Omega? Would it be average?
No, strain recovery is simple. No difficulty dice. Just roll and try and get successes.
Nice.
Alright, so you remove 3, and you
A
remove 1.
refresher and a cup of tea makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Your clothes are probably going to need a little time with the stitch and thread kit, but luckily your ultra compact armor plates have taken most of the damage, so your actual flesh is unharmed.
Space ceramic.
I am gonna need a massive fuck off shield soon.
Is every war character going to become Wolfgang now?
Well, Wolfgang was only Wolfgang because Wolfgang doesn't want to die, because Wolfgang doesn't know the meaning of command from the rear.
Fair.
No,
There was
Aramaa
that
also
time
doesn't command from the rear so much, but also she's just unlucky.
There's also the Jedi thing, like, they always command from the front.
Like if Kavis had decided to push the point about the gambling thing, she probably would have plugged him, but no.
Because Lucky likes to talk.
I do.
He's decent at it.
He's
All
gets
right.
shot by the people.
We have a transition scene. Now
Alright.
you're in a cell. There's a table. The petty officer is
Okay.
cuffed to the table. No, they probably wouldn't have been so rude to strip her out of uniform yet. She hasn't actually been court-martialed, so she's still in her ruffled uniform. Her pulled-back hair bun is slightly askew.
Mhm.
She's got a little poorly wiped trickle of blood in her lip from where you slap the shit out of her. And she's just sitting there, kind of thinking about life and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, so I'm guessing it's me, Cav, the two shrooms. Is Master Lago there?
Yeah, he can be there if you want him.
Okay, well.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
personally interested in the case, but also he's doing that Jedi Master thing. He's just kind of sit back and watching you work.
Okay. Well, I guess if no one has jobs, I'm going to be the one sitting across from the table,
All right.
looking over some files.
Master Lago stands over your shoulder and looks like he doesn't give a flying funk. He's really good at that enigmatic devilman look. I'm just here, and I'm red, and I have horns.
Mm-hmm.
I could.
Maybe I'm thinking about my next Hollow Chess game. Who knows?
Who knows?
That sounds fun.
Well, I don't know. Do you guys want to stand at the door, or do you want to stand in the room? She is cuffed, but you know that she's feisty.
in the room at the door.
Okay, you stand back at the door.
The internal door.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There's a it's Star Wars, so there's a sick force field in the background going wow. Just, get that low rhythm hum in the room.
Sorry, I just had the mental image of Aramaa sitting down normally, but Cav does the whole turn the chair backwards and sit down like that.
No, but he does have his arms crossed. Are you leaning back in the chair? Are you that guy?
Yes.
All right.
So it's probably not comfortable.
Sure, the chair's not really sized for him. He's still a grown boy. All right. For the sake of simplicity, Aramaa, what you doing? What's your point here? What you asking her?
I'm basically asking, how big are her debts, and, who is she selling to?
All right. She's not going to be a pain in the ass to you, because even though she doesn't like you, but that's, that's no excuse. So basically, the short version of her story is, yes, she has gambling debts. She hits the dice. She hits the chance cubes. It's something she claims to have had under control earlier, but the whole war thing and the stress and the fact that she's responsible for all this supply shit, but can't get any supplies herself has really been wearing on her.
Mm-hmm.
And also, she takes a couple barbs at you. She's one of those old hat Republic military officers who's not super keen on the fact that the Jedi all got a free pass to command track.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably been passed over for promotion in the past couple of cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So she might be slightly embittered, but not enough to sell you out or anything. But she explains it this way: there's a guy in the bottom levels, okay, in the lower tunnels on deck 3. There's Hoke. He's an Aqualish. He, among other things, runs a black market job and also has a sketchy club, a quote-unquote club in the lower levels. So, she describes it for you because you've probably never been there, but it's dimly lit. It's in a back corner. He converted it out of a couple of old storage cells they never use anymore. She kind of comments, the alcohol's okay, but I don't drink. But it's, stuff he's had smuggled in. Not the local soul shine. She doesn't know about other stuff, but he trades in whatever's lying around. You need a spare gun, you need a power pack, whatever, but he runs the club. The club has gaming tables, among other stuff. She got a little into the dice, she started owing some credits. She's not paid a whole lot, as it is, so Hoke apprised her with a business proposition. Otherwise, it was the whole, okay, otherwise we're gonna break your face, and then we're gonna rat you out. So, she was gonna get put in the hospital and then court-martialed, basically. So, she caved. The deal is simple. She's the only one who goes with the supplies. She takes it down to the what did we decide? I think it was the third level, was the depths. So she stops a level up, and she's got a bypass in the computer system on the elevator so she can make it just look like it's going slow. It's a piece of shit. Nobody questioned it. So she stops at the third level. Hoke's guys pick a crate, pop it open securely using her key. They unpack whatever it is really quick. They close the crate up, and she just lies when she has it shelved with half off that it was full.
Mm-hmm.
When that as far as she knows, it was full. It's a pretty simple interrupt strategy.
Yeah. Okay.
Any
so
other
it was
questions?
actually in the elevator. Oh, interesting. No, actually, I think. Well, I'll look to Cav. Do you have any questions you want to ask her?
Why do hot dogs come in 6 but buns come in 8?
That honestly, that's a question I probably want to ask Supply, but also again, she's not in our chain of command, so we can't actually pass judgment on her. Correct?
I mean, you guys are Jedi. You're technically remitted to the judicial department, but no, this would be like you're gonna call her after you're done talking to her. You're probably gonna call her boss, and they're gonna, like I said, convene a court martial. And you're pretty sure she's gonna end up on a boat out of here with those scumbag violet shark fins.
No. Honestly, This might sound weird, but I don't want that.
Sure. If you want to put in a good word for her and say she was cooperative, they could.
No, I basically want her to get promoted, but have her stay in the same damn job. And maybe see if I can get some personnel routed her way so she can fucking do it a little bit better.
Okay, that second part, you're gonna need to roll... Well, that sounds like you're trying to do your basically your bullshit bureaucracy, so you need to roll negotiation or knowledge warfare. We'll call that hard. You're in the middle of fucking nowhere. Getting anything like that is hard. So, but if you want to do that... But, yes, if you want to recommend that she was cooperative, you don't need to go the full court-martial. Basically, she was in a bad situation and pressured, and wasn't directly hurting anybody, because, like I said, you can argue that office theft is office theft, basically, but it's not like she was depriving clones or other soldiers of actual guns or medical gear.
And she was also being coerced and all that stuff, so...
They'll give her a pay cut, they'll give her a rank downgrade or two, but she'll probably stay in this position because, quite frankly, she's the only one who's actually experienced the job.
Exactly!
And you really don't want to fuck up your supply chain.
No. Because, she's literally telling us, she's already understaffed, and we send the person who knows the most about the job away? What the fuck?
Yeah, you'd probably have even 50-50s. Though, I don't know. You guys could do some other shenanigans. But yeah, make that check, whatever you want to make it.
I got negotiation. Oh, I did this before I rolled before I mentioned this, but I'm flipping a light point again.
Okay. So now we're up to 3 dark, 2 light, I think. That's not going to come back to bite you when you mess with Hoke.
Yep.
Alright, I know how to handle the threat. So, yes, the Aqualish Hoke. He's the supply guy. So you succeed, so they'll accept your like I said, you're technically part of the judicial department before they fold you into the Grand Army, so they accept your judgment that's proper. They'll go for... There'll be a disciplinary action. She'll probably have to, go without pay for a couple of cycles and take the demotion. But they're not going to strip her of her... They're not going to, fully strip her of her status and, court-martial her and imprison her.
Yeah.
She just had a moment of moral weakness, not, completely fucked up our war effort.
Yeah.
However, guess what? The Navy is kind of sus at you because, like I said, the Republic Navy has, trained in traditional naval academies and stuff.
Well,
they're
I'm gonna
the
be
closest
sus
thing to a traditional military you have, so they would probably, the guys would probably really rather get rid of her as a stain on their personal honor, so you're probably gonna get a little bit of the side-eye from the Navy for a while for this.
Well, I'm sus at them. They basically didn't give someone, as she was saying, she couldn't get anything herself, so...
They got a lot of worlds to police.
Yeah, so...
It's a clusterfuck, but yeah, the threat is just they accept it, but they don't like it, okay?
Yeah.
Might
come back to bite me later, but...
So, they will probably hash out that process over the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
How long
in the meantime...
under 2 hours still, okay. What's next?
Okay, well, as I said, while we basically get that triggered out, I'll mention that we'll sit to Master Log to see if we can get her some extra hands. Maybe do a little less, have a few less guys doing mopping.
We're learning from our mistakes here.
He kind of nods and says, yes. I believe, young clone trooper Half-Off is a little lonely and understaffed down in the supply bin, don't you think? Maybe we can find a couple of clone troopers who could use some rear duty rotations. We'll assign them to the supply department. We'll secure this elevator transit all the way up. How about that? So he's probably going to go off and do that for a while and forward a couple squads of guys to Half-Off, which means that they're free to take elevator rides and load and unload things.
And I'll bow to Master Longo and I'll turn back to a woman, and I'll just mention, we all have our problems we have to deal with, but it doesn't mean we have to deal with them alone. And I'm gonna sweep from the room dramatically.
Okay. She once again stares down at her hands and contemplates her life.
Okay,
and also possibly contemplates that she really needs a fucking drink right now.
Alright. So, make our way out, signal.
And now you ask me, can I fit a tank in the elevator and attack this nightclub?
It's not Mages of War.
No, it's not the LAPD, is what it isn't.
It's
Alright, well, let's see here.
You could probably make a thing that temporarily shrink a tank, maybe? No?
No, there is no. That
really?
fucks with laws of mass and conversion.
Okay,
We
fair.
can't do that.
But yeah, no, that would be... See, the problem with miniaturization is that those things don't function at smaller scales, so there's no mini spell. You could probably store it in an extra dimensional space, but that's really, really complex.
Okay. Hammer space would probably be really valuable.
So...
Anyway.
Alright, so... Oh, I probably should have mentioned this, asked this in our How many people does Hoke have usually down there?
Well, she's not really part of his organization, but when she works with his guys, she says that there's probably half a dozen, just ne'er-do-wells, ruffians is probably how she puts it, just some guys. So,
Alright.
you think maybe half a dozen guys, maybe more in his, but that's, his leg breakers is probably the proper word, but just muscles.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I do think it is our duty to go down and break up this
Black market ring.
Yeah. So let's, I will assemble the squad.
They're assembled.
And we're gonna go down. I'm telling you right now, I'm going down lightsaber in hand.
Stun, Commander?
Yes.
Stun.
I'm having my lightsaber in hand too.
Well, you don't need to, Mr. Quick Draw, but yeah, okay. You're
Oh,
going
no,
down.
I'm going to say,
let's see, is there any special... Nah, there's probably not gonna... There's no need for special equipment for...
My sniper rifle doesn't have stun, so I'm going to be dual-wielding pistols for this.
That's okay, you're gonna be indoors, up close.
Yeah.
Cav, it's like, when the combat starts, we're holding back. We want to take as many as alive, and you see these? I'm gonna hold up my lightsaber. These are more weapons for killing than anything else.
Okay, I'll just
None of you have
Alright,
some gem.
And it's like,
I hit you with my stun lightsaber.
like, trust me, like, one of the first things I get, I'm getting the fucking stun emitter.
Oh, so you're going to get, is this going to be a giant,
dampening
laser
emitter,
stun
yeah.
baton?
Yeah.
It's literally a riot police.
Actually, yeah, you guys are gonna do police action. Do you want to get some shields and some stun batons?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. It's the bulwark shield, I think, is the clone one.
Okay.
And the stun baton would be right next to it in the weapon list. It's M something, I think. Probably you can all everybody in the squad gets issued a pair of cuffs.
Alright.
Because basically you guys are doing MP work, and if you want them, you can get as mission gear, you can get a shield and a stun baton.
Alright, cool.
That's an armor or both the weapons?
Those are both your weapons.
Both weapons.
Shields are weapons.
Loth, you can just put the stats in the chat. Great.
You found them already, yeah. I'm scrolling.
I do know shields are all, like, cumbersome 3, though. Fuck.
I can carry those at least.
Okay, that would.
I'm still gonna hang back. I'm just gonna hang back with a shield.
I mean, it's only one black for excess cumbersome, and that's when you use it, I think.
Okay.
Or is it all checks? I'd have to check. Somebody else can look that up because I'm scrolling.
Alright, hang on. Where's the book?
Cumbersome.
Look, damn it.
There they are.
Engaged.
But again, even like with this, I'm telling Cav, we need to hang back.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it would not actually be the riot shield. It would be the specific cloney ones.
Would that be
the
the homebrew one? Or
No.
No.
The M3 Bulwark Blast Shield.
Gotcha.
It's the one that Obi-Wan was using in that art.
Yeah, it's that.
The big
It's also clones have used it a couple times in the
Okay,
series, and then
so
the
you must just decrease the difficulty of all checks made while using the weapon by one.
okay, so it is increase the difficulty, but it's to use the weapon. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only while using the weapon.
Yeah, so I won't penalize you for other actions if you want to take a cumbersome shield. It's just, if you want to actually hit somebody with it, you're going to suck at it because you're not strong enough to smack people.
Alright.
No, it's okay. I specified there were a certain make and model, but I didn't remember which. But there you go. You can take the
Right,
Zapper stun batons or the bulwark blast shields if you want them. Those are both melee weapons.
Alright.
And
So-
the picture I posted earlier is what an Aqualish looks like, in case you forgot which one that is.
Me,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Can that of those are meant to be fangs or what looks like butt cheeks?
I think because
mandibles?
the eyes, he's a tarantulaman?
Yeah, I want to say they're mandibles.
I like water skitters.
Yeah, something like that. Because some Aqualish are actually amphibious, but yeah, I think they're supposed to be
Like water spiders.
Spider-Mans.
Okay, you're there. You're geared up. Everybody's got a pair of stun cuffs. Everybody's got a shield if they want. Everybody's got a stun baton.
Okay.
Are you taking just your fire team, or are you going to add some extra guys?
Yeah. Let's add some extra guys.
Cover the
All right.
glitter.
You drill up a couple of squads of MPs. All right, and so this is probably pretty intimidating. You get down to the lower levels. The lighting here is dim. There's a lot of weird neon. You see a couple of, like I said, basically, everything down here is either raw cut cavern or basically like prefab supply buildings built into caverns.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like more bunks. There's more storage space that's all unsecured. There's like I said, the locals have makeshift shops here, clubs, bars, and kind of like at the back, connecting to the landing pad elevator shaft is just, Hoax Place. It's called, the hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You see flickering neon signs. Inside you hear some kind of dance club music. There's probably a couple of actually, nah, they can't even afford real, so there's like holographic table dancers on a couple of the tables. You can hear dice being rolled. I could do some Foley for that if I wanted, but I cleaned up my desk.
Sorry, I'm looking up, because I want to get all these guys into formation before we roll in, but I'm trying to remember where that was.
That's a lot of formation. It would be in the clone book or the whatever, and I can pull it up. It's an average leadership check to formation them on you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to literally put 12 guys on you or whatever?
No!
Unfortunately, I don't think you can leadership for other people. So if the other guys wanted to put clones on them, they'd have to roll the leadership check.
I can try, yes.
Well, do you just want to we can just send them all in and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, that's just you won't get if it turns into a fight, you won't get the specific mechanical benefits of a squad, but they can do work.
Okay. So let us forward fucking march.
All right, you cut quite a square, just clank, 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 clank. A lot of clunking.
Mm-hmm.
Powering through here.
So we're gonna bust down the door, and I'm going to yell.
This is a raid.
Yeah, pretty much. And send in the clones.
Okay, so before we begin some things going, what orders did you give the clones? In the elevator down, like what is their goal?
Is it capture?
Yeah, basically just capture.
All right, just bonk everybody on the head and take them all into custody. Like, what are you going to do here?
Set Blastus to stun.
Yeah, basically stun settings and
all right,
and just take them all alive.
All right, and so basically clones just start, shouting, "Stay where you are."
Nobody move.
Nobody move. Resistance will not be tolerated. So I won't give you conflict for this because obviously you're not deliberately trying to intimidate them, but you should make a coercion check to see. Actually, no. We'll let you pick. Are you being scary or are you just being commanding? Because I'll let you make a leadership check.
I would like to be commanding.
All right. Make a hard leadership check because you're targeting a large number of people.
Okay. Shit,
and remember, you want advantage on this sort of check, ideally.
Advantage. Can I wing any boost from
You should take a boost die because you've got a lot of fucking clones.
Okay, I'll take that. And that's probably it. Man, maybe I should get back into Jedi General quickly.
I mean, if we're going to keep
basically,
doing
the
like
idea
this,
is that they understand they're going to get clobbered if they don't.
Yeah. So, all right. What's our? Bleh.
You still got 2 left, but you're giving me a lot of darkness before there may or may not be a fight at the end. So it's up to you.
Yeah. Do you really want to give them that board of dark points that you could just flip and be like, "F you"?
Yeah, but I also kind of like the idea of nipping fights before they start. No. We'll save it.
All right, roll them.
All right, here we go. So it's 1 yellow, 2 green, 1 blue, 3 purple, and I got not bad.
Show them bones.
I'm gonna show them bones as soon as I can.
They
really are. You really are. They really are right about the fucking this roller being a lot nicer. Because I'm still getting bad stuff on my purple dice. It's just I'm still getting good stuff on my regular.
I don't know how truly rando it is.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
you've rolled a decent amount of threat at least, so I'm not like suss your dice. And actually, they should be wet bones because it's Soheliv. Honestly, somehow, even though you're like 3 levels underground, it's still damp and humid in here. You don't know how. What's wrong with the air freshener?
I don't know.
All right, you can target a decent number of people with that advantage.
Mhm.
You're not necessarily extra forceful, but basically all the normal citizens, all the people who are just, like, cramped into these underground spaces trying to get a drink or something down here, you know,
Mhm.
they're just like, well, okay, and they just stay plugged tight in their seats.
Mm-hmm.
So, as advertised, about a half dozen guys stand up from their chairs and basically get halfway through the "You'll Never Take Me Alive" copper before they're just dog-piled by clone boys. And
It's just a tidal wave of white armor coming out of the
white
elevator.
armor and big white shields. And
I was more expecting like just like a wave of stun blasts, but yeah,
No, you don't want to fire shots if you don't have to.
fair. Yeah.
So they just wade in and just start smacking skulls. And like I said, the general told them not to kill anybody, but also didn't tell them to hold back, so they don't, you know...
They resist to get punched in the face.
A couple of guys get some broken noses or maybe some cracked jaws out of this as they just go piling in, and nobody is dumb enough to, like, fire into the massive clones before they get mogged, and even if they did, they have shields, so they're fine. So you have secured the front room.
Mhm.
There's a bar, there's a droid bartending, just automatically dispensing drinks.
Okay.
It holds its, like, 3 arms, because one of them is a drink tap in the air. I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't want no trouble.
Where's Hoke?
Are you saying that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Conveniently, a large, burly Rhodian lands at your feet. He's got a squinted eye because he took a stun baton to the head, and he kind of just lifts one finger to point in the back.
All right.
And then passes out. Clunk.
All right. Well, then,
This is very much.
I'll
like
say
an episode of
me. Cav, Boots, Camo, with me. We're going to the back.
Okay.
All right.
By the way, General,
The clones start policing. So
Yeah.
you know,
Squad 6 is at the bar already.
it's all cuffs. You know, inventory. A couple of the clones are eyeballing the droid, and they're like, "Do we need this clanker?" I think he's Republic property. I think it's all right. Hey, Clanker, who do you work for? Yeah, so, you wander in. You go in the back. There's a beaded curtain. There's definitely some interesting smells in this place. Like, normally it smells like mildew and damp metal and rust, but, like, somebody has clearly tried to perfume up the back rooms a little. And you're in a dingy, stone-hewn back hallway. There's about a dozen doors in here on either side. Well, curtains, really. So how are you doing this? Is this like, are you just gonna storm in, or is this like strategic approach?
Before we go to that, I'm just gonna make sure I have both my pistols set to stun. And
Sure.
Troy at the ready.
And drawn, I assume.
Yeah.
All right, 2 guns.
All right. Let's do this.
Actually, fuck. That reminds me. I wanted to do a scene with half off where he passed you your second gun. We'll take it as a given. It would have been cute, but we skipped it. Yes, sorry to interrupt, Lucky.
Let's do this slowly and strategically. I said we've made a bit of a ruckus.
All right. So, what's your marching order?
Boots, you're taking front. I don't want to get shot again, but you also have a big shield. And what's your brawn at? 2? Well, you're just as
He's wearing clone armor at least.
yeah.
Camo's brawn 3, but like
I want you at the rear.
cover the back.
I won't be as effective with the shield considering I have no melee skills and my rifle requires 2 hands.
Oh, that's true, huh? Well, fuck it. I'll be at front then with shield.
I
and
can
lightsaber.
still be at front without the shield if you want me to.
Because you could still just go past him, so like you could just like the initial fire will go to Boots.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
Could be.
Yeah, that's
I'll take the
no,
bullshit.
Cav. You're not going to be in front.
All right.
Okay.
Cav is second to last. He's not the last man. He's not the first man.
Okay.
All right.
So marching order is Boots, Aramaa, Kavis, and then Camo. I'm guessing.
All right. Camo keeps the hallway covered. All right. You get to the first door, Boots. You open it with your baton in one hand. Basically, it's a there's a couple of very surprised locals here, and there's a actual live dancer covering her top area, and is very surprised. None of them are Hoke.
Okay.
I
Look
step
around
in to
for
let
additional
General
for like another passageway.
No, it's just it's a box room. It's like a prefab. They assembled. So no. You check the opposite side of the door. Boots opens the thing, looks in. Do I want to be mean? Yeah,
Could
sure.
be.
Let's have some fun.
Okay.
I mean, you want to spend dark points for this?
No, I
quickly,
mean you're just poking into a room. Anything could be in that room. Do I have a Twi'lek dancer profile or something? There's probably a profile for that somewhere in one of these books. I don't know if I have it in Adversaries and Allies.
You don't mind me saying, Omega, I don't think Boots would have the stun baton either. 'Cause no melee skill, so he'd just be using the blaster with stun setting.
Okay,
Holding a shield.
No shield. Just
okay,
rifle.
it's just on your back. Okay, you push it aside with your gun barrel.
And now Omega gets to fuck me over.
I mean, how is your wound threshold?
I'm just being.
Uh,
we're just trying to be funny.
I've got 15 wound threshold.
Okay.
Well, we'll go. It's fine. Okay, I'll just
Rocks fall.
see what happens. I might get lucky. No. So there's another. This would be another species. I don't know. There's another. There's a Zeltron dancing girl in here. She's alone, but she tries to take a swing at you as you poke in and misses wildly because she can't swing. You can just safely stun her or even do the standard upper arm grab and cuff her.
I'd probably go do the second one.
All right. She misses the swing. You cuff her. She tried to clock you with a bottle of something. Lock her down. There's nothing else in this room. It's more cushions. There's some incense burners in the back. All right. You get to door number 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you now, there's nobody in these doors. You swing them open. They're full of, they're not standard issue Republic military crates, but they're full of crates and pallets and shit, and it looks like these are storerooms for stuff. There you've got, well, are you stopping to take inventory, or are you moving on?
No, we're moving on.
We'll have a preparation time later.
Alright.
Mhm.
5 and 6 are the same, so there's one door at the back. There's another curtain.
Alright.
Alright.
Boots?
Yep.
So, let's see. Let's go back to that stat line. Ooh, vigilance?
Me?
No, I'm
No.
talking to myself. The game is usually pretty bad about giving NPCs vigilance.
Yeah.
It's usually guards or snipers, right?
Oh, okay. Black Marketeer does have vigilance too.
Wow.
So,
I'm not surprised, kind of.
what's your agility boots?
I usually, hold on.
I think it's
3.
Huh.
I wanted to make sure I shoot good.
So I don't need anything else for that. Do you have talents? No. Okay. Those talents aren't for that.
Remember, something other pot of camo than anything.
Hey!
All right. So does not succeed. So you bust in the door. Actually, this is probably a sheet metal door. You bust in. It's like another pseudo storage room, but also some of the cartons or crates and stuff are turned into office furniture. It's like
Yes.
every gacha game's basic bitch dorm room.
Oh god, but it's metal. It's metal instead of cardboard.
Some of them are probably
There's a lot-
space cardboard. They're plastic-board or something.
I'm
There's
sorry,
a-
I'm
there's
just
a
thinking,
laptop.
everyone exactly knew what it looked
I mean, would you think?
There's, there's flattened boxes on the floor. There's boxes turned into chairs. Boxes turned into desks. There's just a stack of boxes in the corner that's not doing anything. What the fuck?
I know. Oh man, that's the memories right there.
So there's 3 Aqualish in this room. One of them looks important. He's got a slightly nicer jacket and got some chains and stuff, and the other ones are carrying I don't know. They're probably just. Do they even normally give thugs wheel guns? They're probably just carrying heavy blaster pistols or even regular blaster pistols. What would the stats for that? Nah, okay, they have carbines. All right. So there's a couple of Aqualish bodyguards with carbines, and there's an important-looking Aqualish guy who's got a pistol out but not pointed. But because he didn't roll any advantage, they don't just shoot you as you come in, but he kind of. So everybody points guns at everybody. What do you do?
Shit.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
can we get everyone in the room?
Yeah, you
My
can all
first
pile.
instinct
You can
is-
all pile in before you react.
All right, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna ignite my lightsaber and be like, in the name of Republic, Hoke, you are under arrest for extortion,
Black marketeering.
black marketeering, and
Probably
other
not paying
crime.
his back taxes.
Tax
Possession of
evasion.
contraband.
Yeah.
He kind of
Right.
looks to one guy, looks to the other. He's like, well, actually, he probably's like, a Jedi. I'm talking through my fingers, by the way. That's how I do this effect. He's like, a Jedi. Nobody said nothing about no Jedi. Kind of looks you up and down, looks at his 2 boys, and says, he just looks at his gun, throws it to the ground, and he's like, hold on, I need to call my lawyer.
Very well then.
So He's just gonna get on his comic to his lawyer and be like, "I'm in a bit of trouble."
Like,
the two thugs just kind of look at each other and just drop their carbines and put their hands up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
It's like it's not worth fighting. It's not worth fighting the actual government on this.
Yep. Well,
you
I'll
went for the
motion-
lightsaber entry, and like I said,
Yeah.
he didn't. If he'd succeeded in that vigilance check, Boots probably would have been plugged as he walked through the door, and that would have changed things. But this was just like, no, that's dumb. I'm not gonna fight a Jedi. That's dumb. Why would I do that?
It's like how people lose limbs and everything.
Exactly.
I can't afford cybernetics. I'm the black market.
Yeah.
But okay, so he comes quietly, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was
What is this?
interesting.
This is like a Clone Wars episode. This is great.
Well, we are
Yeah.
playing a Clone War game.
So, do you want to do any more inventory and stuff down here now, or do you want to like smash cut to
Let's do
interrogate?
appropriation time now.
Yeah, let's do
All right, you pop crates. Well, okay, first of all, you find a lot of your missing supplies. There are standard issue Republic power packs and cells, glow rods, ascension cables, lots of rations, and stuff like that, cartons of water. Oh, and then there's just good old-fashioned civilian stuff. This guy's got stockpiled, like, instant calf powder, stim sticks, probably even a couple of medical stim packs, all kinds of booze, like real booze, like I said, not local moonshine. Like he's got the real shit in here.
Oh, wow.
And then you start to find the good illegal stuff.
Oh, no.
He's got some samples of real spice.
Oh, God.
Which is a medicinal spice from Ryloth. Let me actually pull up the gear list. Let me look at that. Because there is a whole section on consumables and stuff.
As a player, I'm
Good
just wondering,
old
how can I
Ryloth.
convert this to money? Like, not legally?
Probably not, though.
Nah.
It's like,
I said, like, honestly, if we're seizing a bunch of this stuff, I'll probably love...
if you're looking, like if you want to search him, he's probably got 97 credits in his pockets.
I'm not gonna rifle
no,
through
we're
again.
not taking his money.
He's called a lawyer. That'd be a great
Yeah, he
thing.
needs.
He's gonna need that.
All right.
He's gonna
Maybe
need
you
for
find
his
it in
lawyer.
his desk. I don't know. Camo can have 97 credits. He finds them somewhere.
Oh, cool.
He does actually, by the way, probably have a box full of cash, but it's locked.
Oh,
And that should probably go into evidence. You guys
that
aren't...
will.
The clones aren't experts in law, but they understand this should probably be evidence. Probably.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Just like a procedure. Also, there's Jedi that know procedure. Actually, I suppose.
Yeah, you guys all have...
Right.
Do you both have knowledge education?
I have knowledge of lore.
Okay, so
I
you...
have pointed knowledge.
You don't remember your basic legal training, but you try.
This is why I was fumbling over my you're under arrest for. But,
Okay, so like I said, he doesn't have the really good shit. Like, he doesn't have any glitter stim. He doesn't have any gun jack or anything, But he does have some mild herbs. Like, he's got some Marken herb. Got some, like I said, got some rill in here. Got the stim calf powder, like I said. Got some sulfur inhalers.
Ugh.
Well, that's a drug for certain alien species.
But
You open up one crate, and this motherfucker's got some death sticks.
oh god,
Which death sticks are space heroin.
yeah.
It's real bad.
wasn't that originally like space cigarettes? But I guess they made it worse.
No, I mean, yes, but no, because, like, the guy who's trying to sell Obi-Wan death sticks in a bar is not treating it like, hey, you want to buy a pack of smokes. Like, it's,
fair.
no, it's space heroin. It's the really bad shit.
Yeah.
He's got what looks like a small, well, he's got because there's rules for this, he's got a 100-dose container of it,
Oh boy.
which is E5.
That's going evidence.
Yeah, evidence.
Evidence.
Just being in possession of this shit, sir.
Like other
Actually,
stuff, like
just a businessman. His lawyer droid arrives on the lift and is like, "Don't say anything else, sir. I am your legally authorized lawyer droid. I have been programmed by Marth and Sons with the legal knowledge of 1,000 years. Do not worry, sir. You are in good hands. Do not speak to my... Has my client been read his rights? All of this is inadmissible." Waves his droid hands. I'm imagining this is like a protocol droid, but with, like, one of those weird bug-eye heads.
Oh yeah.
So he
Hi.
looks more alien. He's just like, "Yes, my
His
client must
casket
be
on there.
processed properly. We will go. But yeah, and that's like I said, that's the good shit he's got.
Mhm.
He probably has the stuff that's not illegal but is probably unsavory, like he's got hollow discs of Twi'leks Gone Wild 54.
Oh my.
Oh my!
Got some
You look off to the side, Aramaa just starts pocketing it.
some Play Alien magazines, entertainment shit.
The more goofy side of Star Wars.
I'm gonna make sure that Cav does not see this stuff.
Okay.
Shield your eyes!
Shield your eyes, young child!
It's like, what is this?
No.
The temple
Meanwhile,
never been
Cav
seen
thinks that
before.
he's probably seen some things around the Jedi Temple barracks because, goddamn, if you put a bunch of teenagers together, they'll figure something out.
Yeah,
They gotta like.
Jedi are good at
Yeah.
self-control. That doesn't mean they're not horny sometimes.
plus the slums probably having like those in trash bins.
You know that Obi-Wan guy. He fucks.
He just doesn't admit to it.
To say nothing of that weird Skywalker guy. You know he fucks.
Maybe
That's a
bit too
joke
much.
because literally he's a married man, so he definitely fucks.
Yeah.
He has 2 kids in the future. Anyway, but yeah, so he's just got, basic entertainment shit, bootleg data pads, entertainment programs, like whatever the space version of Snake on your phone is, and like he's got lockboxes full of cash. Cause, hey, guess what? If you're the only game in town, you're the only game in town.
Mhm.
No competition means I have all of the profits.
Let's hope that like removing this doesn't cause more problems.
Well,
Totally
it's gonna
will.
make a vacuum, but he's pretty small time, so there might be.
Yeah, you probably like open up like one pallet and he's got like some old ass blaster pistols in there, like a couple of generations out of date, but that's it. Like he wasn't. I very carefully. There's actually a stat difference for this. I very carefully based him off Black Marketeer, not an arms dealer. He is like he'll sell you a little something for personal protection, but he's not really rolling in heavy weapons, which is probably why he wasn't trying to steal your blasters. He's just not the guy who's in that business.
Probably not good when you're like the military base is like a few miles nearby.
So yeah, that's what you get out of there.
Okay.
He is taken away.
Alright,
Where to
cool.
next, my dudes?
Okay.
All right, so that's taken care of. Let's make our way
Oh,
back.
actually,
make sure...
though, I should mention because I talked about the spice and stuff and the booze. He doesn't have any production facilities down here. He is just a wholesaler. Like he's not brewing turlet wine. He's not he doesn't have a meth lab in his back room. So
that means he's getting his product from someone else.
yes, that is a point I wanted to raise. Is that he's not the end of this chain.
Well, that's a plea deal for him.
Well, do we want to just smash cut to that?
Well, I said let's make a more concrete inspection of the area now.
All right. I'm not gonna. I don't care that much to roll. That's what you get. Like if you go for the I want to search every doghouse, outhouse, henhouse in this sector. Like you tell the clones to turn this place up.
Yeah.
They'll do it. He has probably about a dozen employees.
Mhm.
Like I said, about half a dozen of them, maybe 8 of them are just muscle. They're just the equivalent of local thugs. They don't have real jobs, or maybe they were local kids from outlying villages who came to the quote-unquote big city, because this is what passes for a big city on Soheliv, is the Republic science base built into a rock.
Peace.
They don't, so they have big burly biceps, and some of them carry blunt instruments. So he was doing all the basic. He was your basic bitch tier criminal guy. Like if you guys actually had Streetwise and wanted to roll, hey, who do I know who does crimes around here? You would have found Hoke. So he's a loan shark. He runs illegal gambling. He sells black market goods.
Alright.
So he's got some leg breakers. He's probably got a ledger book that you guys are going to want to decipher, so maybe you can pay some people back.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you guys are doing good. Actually, that's a good point. Hey, Jedi, you're going to get, even if you don't get any conflicts, you might get an opportunity for free good boy points. Are you guys going to just pass this stuff back?
Yeah,
Okay.
Basically, give back what's owed and
Technically,
anything.
pocketing anything that he has for personal gain would be a conflict, I believe. But it should all go into evidence, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys will take the ledger, you'll do your good deed for the day. So he loan sharks, The rest of his employees are just that. He has, like, a couple of droids for waitstaff and the bartender. He probably has a physical bartender for some shifts. He has his lawyer bot. He has an accountant. It's probably some other rando alien species accountant. Like, just counts his money. He's like, listen, I just count money. This is my business, you know? I don't do any of this stuff. I just count the money. He makes that weird hand rubby gesture. And the rest is just, he has a couple of dancers. Again, they're like locals who don't have any money because, again, this is Soheliv. It fucking sucks here. The only industry is science or growing algae and silk prawns.
We should make sure the place doesn't go out of business because I think we'd probably, like, destroy the, like, public morale if we got rid of this place.
No, trust me, they're honestly probably better off without it.
Well, honestly, what you should probably do is since he owns this place, you just take the building permit back to the Republic and either, like, put it on auction or something.
Yeah.
Let somebody else buy it up. Maybe somebody will open up something nice.
Just reputable bar.
Give it up to
with Pazak and hookers.
Well, maybe the Pazak. But yeah, so he's probably got a couple of, dealers or croupier to, like, manage his gambling, but they're just like, hey, listen, I just need a job. That's the extent of it. A lot of them live in the bar, basically, so you rifle through a lot of their personal crap, and there's probably a lot of unfortunate stuff that you don't see too much in Star Wars, like, a couple of them own a couple of guns for some reason. There's a lot of knives, especially the dancers and waitresses carry a lot of knives, just in case.
Yeah.
Some of these people probably do have substance abuse problems, so you probably find some personal stashes of some stuff. They're hitting the rill, they're hitting the whatever. Maybe some of them are skimming money off the top, so you find their personal credit stashes. I assume you guys really don't care about that.
No.
Being cops are hard sometimes.
So, like I said, he's got a couple of lock boxes, just you clank them around, they're just full of credit chips, gold pressed credit bars or whatever. He's probably got some of that weird Mon Calamari jelly money that they showed in The Mandalorian.
Flan, yeah. Calamari flan, yeah.
By the way, like, if you don't know, yes, that's a thing. Apparently the Mon Calamari have jelly coins as money.
Because it doesn't rust.
The Mando literally took that as payment in I think, like, the second episode.
Because Imperial credits were, like,
or the first episode. But yeah, so, credits, he's got some non-standard money. You break up the tables. He's got all the games. He's got the cubes. He's got the Pazak. He's got the Sabak. He's got, whatever the space equivalent of a cockfight is. There's probably some weird tiny lizards that are territorial on Soheliv or something.
Yeah.
And just, you bust this hive of scum and villainy. His ledgers, if you're gonna read them, that's probably honestly gonna be a no Underworld or Streetwise check. I'll let you pick which one you want to make, but it's gonna be probably... Actually, hold on. Let's see. How big is his brain again? It's an intellect 3. Let's call it a hard check. Hard knowledge Underworld or
I might have to get the commander on this.
I can.
Yeah, no. Well, I'll make a fucking effort of it, but yeah, that's a big fat no. Oh yeah, Windows Shift S, and then that is not the. Make sure I put it in the proper channel.
Oh wow.
No, I didn't. I did poorly.
That means I would expect you to understand, like, crime syndicates.
Where did we pick you up from, Cav?
He was from the slums.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder, was Cav like a weird street orphan kid before the Jedi Order was like, we need this kid?
He was a force-sensitive street
with his dirt poor parents.
That makes sense.
Cav had a harsh life until he was like 3. Then the Jedi adopted him. I think the cutoff's like age 5.
Yeah.
They like to get you when you're really tiny, but they'll accept you up to like age 5 before you get too weird about attachment and mind bullets and shit.
Mind bullets.
Also, so Kavis is just Space Aladdin?
Yeah, I guess.
Kinda.
Yeah, I just saw the time to pick that up.
Gotta learn to eat, gotta eat to live. You should go the one seeker one that gets you animal bond and get a little Kowakian lizard monkey to be your buddy. Wave swords at people. He's got a sword! You idiot! We all have swords!
I'll just have to do that down the line if I get that Or
Okay. So with failure and threat, yeah, Aramaa, you think you got an idea? You think that's right. What was your result on reading Ithorian Man?
A Thorian man?
That's a million years ago. I probably shouldn't ask that.
It was like I think it was one success, one advantage.
Okay, you did okay. So we'll skip that. We won't make you think it's him. You know better.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just looking around and you're trying to figure out who his contact is, and it's just you think his supplier actually this is funnier this way. It's you're trying to figure out the math, and you notice that that some kind of code word that you think is the you keep seeing the violent shock fins in there, and so you think, oh, were those guys his supplier? Maybe those guys are his supplier. We're gonna have to go talk to those guys again.
Okay.
They're not all imprisoned.
They are in prison. Kavis, you don't necessarily find a supplier outright. But you do see that there's a lot of money back and forth between Hoke and actually one of the science team. You find in his ledgers a lot of notes of a name you solved through like a cipher or something to be Dr. Gravanek. You're not really sure what the payments are for. You can't figure that out because you rolled threat, so you're missing some vital information. But you do see that name a lot in there.
okay.
I think we might have to show this to like the higher commander, but Kevin doesn't say that it gave.
Well, also, I don't think that would help. Why do you think he has knowledge underworld?
Fair. I just thought he'd be good at code breaking.
No, that's not it. This is not like a code break check. This is like, do you know what the fuck a crime is?
Fair.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
in D&D, this would be, do you speak thieves' cant?
Fair.
Fucking thieves can't.
I will get skullduggery eventually once I get the other tree.
But okay, what do you do? What now?
Well, let's get back.
To just
Oh wait, yeah.
exit. I'll just inform them about the name.
Dr. Gravanek.
Like, just look here. There's a whole lot
We
of
could
money
ask-
here. Don't know why.
So, well, now I'm picturing Kavis as Joker. Which, by the transitive property, would mean that he also fucks.
How many,
Oh,
though?
we live in a society.
That's a long-running
Oh.
joke.
That healing touch of his.
I
Makes
think was that
people
like a
smile.
Persona 5 I think it was a pre-joke where somebody was naming their character like for screenshots like Smug Nasty Crime Boy or something.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Anyway.
I guess we
so
could
Dr.
also-
Gravanek. Without needing to roll a check, because you guys have probably at least once looked at the roster of this base, just for shits and giggles, you know that he's a chemist, you think?
Well, if there's someone who's going to be making drugs, a chemist would be doing it.
I
Yeah, you
can
think he's in the
barbecue on
chemistry
the
team. I'm not sure
download.
what his job is. If you wanted an in, that's something I've wanted to make sure we bring in here. You could ask around with some of the locals because this is in the background notes. It's an important thing to remember. There's a lot of Jedi Service Corps guys here.
Oh, that's right.
Mostly it'd be AgriCorps who help people plant farms and stuff and like produce food. So the Jedi AgriCorps has probably been embedded on this planet for several decades now. Like,
Oh, we got a
Oh.
bunch of like, aid workers. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
Which also I learned this by doing some research. Technically, those guys have also been militarized, but they're still mostly like support staff.
Logistics.
Yeah, they're because guess what? They do that anyway. There's also a decent number of the Medicorps, just basically. And the interesting thing is, while for those who don't know, the Jedi Service Corps is definitely what happens to any Jedi who fails to pass the trials as a Jedi Knight or who is not selected to be a Padawan, just because you don't have the talent, I guess, or the basically you don't have the internal stuff to be a fucking Space Knight, which is fair. Not everybody can be a Space Knight.
Some people also just not good at wielding a laser sword.
Yeah,
for a plasma
basically.
beam.
So those guys universally end up in one of the 4 branches of the Jedi Service Corps. There's the Medical Corps, the Agricultural Corps, the Education Corps, and the Exploration Corps. There's not really a lot of Edu-Corps guys here. Like, maybe you've got some Jedi schoolmarm out there somewhere in the sticks, teaching them the good word, making sure they're educated and stuff. But mostly, like I said, a lot of AgriCorps guys. And in fact, honestly, because of the militarization and all the stress about the Separatists here, there's probably like a dozen of those guys. Most of your Agricore guys on planet have been pulled back to the base, and they're probably not happy about it because their one thing in life is plants, and they're stuck in this base. But you've got a couple of Medicore, basically Jedi who are trained as doctors and nurses, and you can even have Jedi healers who are actual knights also still operate as part of the Service Corps. And you probably got a couple of Explore Corps Jedi, because those are your scouts, your archaeologists, your first contact specialists kind of stuff. Like if you find an undiscovered world, that's all about the Explore Corps. So
we might have them as a tour guide one of these sessions later.
So if you wanted to pop up to where the Service Corps hangs out, you could ask them, because they interact with the science-based staff quite a lot.
Okay. But yeah, let's do some asking around about Dr. Gravanas.
All right. Anybody who wants to, roll me an easy charm check.
I will roll an easy charm check.
Shake hands, ask questions.
Yeah.
Our people are friendly.
Artemis is just going fucking crazy right now with this art.
I mean, they usually do bursts of like 10.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
the
it
Yuri?
was a lot.
Yeah, it's the Yuri. Yeah. Yeah, to be fair,
I might need to retweet some of this later, but man, there's too much right now. I can't open that many tabs. I gotta run a game. Oh, 2 success, okay.
Roll. Oh, good job, me.
Yeah.
Poppy back yet?
The what?
I was just thinking of Lost back yet.
Oh, Loth.
I don't, honestly, knowing Boots, he's probably not gonna roll.
I'm not rolling either, because I don't really have anything to add, because I don't have any charm skill.
Neither do I.
But you have good
your
presence.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just a soldier here.
Even with the double threat. All right, Kavis, you talk, and you actually end up talking to, as you might expect from you, to the couple of Medicore people. They like you. One of them's a Jedi nurse who's probably wearing one of those weird hats, and she kind of, pats you on the head and gives you candy, even though you're like 15.
How dare someone else do it on you?
It's just it's like, thanks.
But you ask questions about, hey, what do you know about Dr. Did I spell that name again? Gravanak. What do you know about that guy? And they basically tell you the pretty basic stuff. Oh, I think he keeps himself to himself. He's supposed to be studying, like, soil composition or something. Or, like, long-term chemical impact studies or something. He doesn't really talk to the Service Corps. Like, if he did anybody, it would be probably the Explore Corps, because they're all the science kids. So basically, with 2 successes, you find out that he keeps himself to himself. And he is a chemist. He does chemical stuff. He's supposed to just sit in his lab, you guess, and like look at samples. They don't know. They don't ever interact with him. And then danger. With your 3 successes and an advantage, so you actually pop into the Explore Corps, because you know that some of those guys are like, geologists or biologists, basically. Like, sure, they missed their chance to, swing a laser sword at people, like you do, but they went to space college instead. Maybe deep in your heart, you miss, and you wonder, man, maybe I shouldn't have been field promoted to Jedi Knight. Maybe I should have gone to space college.
Oh, space college.
I could look at rocks all day. And not get
or
shot.
not look.
I could look at
Folks
flowers.
will never shoot me.
That's when someone throws a rock and it beans me in the head.
Oh, rock, you'd never hurt me. Ah, sorry, I slipped. Shouldn't have used my telekinesis. I failed that class. No, so you pop down to one of the science sections on the basement 1, and you actually wander through into some of the studies lab, and you run into a couple of people you probably know, actually. Mm-hmm. You find Dr. Hubbard, the archaeologist, is discussing with a Jedi. You run into Europa Real. You've probably met her before.
Copy that.
She is a member of the Explore Corps. Now, technically, she doesn't specialize in the sciences you're looking for. You think that judging from the conversation she's having with Hubbard, she's archaeology, but she would still know survey and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you think she's the senior most. She's probably about your age. Dresses in kind of the Jedi fashion, like not like full-blown robes, but like maybe a long-skirted tunic. Red hair. She's a human. Cute glasses. That kind of stuff. She's just having a polite conversation. And Hubbard is just like, oh, I could really use a hand. You got anybody? I know you guys are technically military, but are you sure you can't lend me any more assistance? Perhaps you could talk to your fellow Jedi about getting some field work. Oh, look, there's a Jedi right now.
Oh?
That's you. They're looking at you. And you're like, and your robot kind of like rubs the bridge of her nose under her glasses, and it's like, okay, listen, Dr. Hubbard, yes, I know, you don't like field work. We, the Jedi, love to serve. We love the field. But I don't really think it's practical to go out to another one of your sinkhole things to dig up more of these relics, okay? It's not really feasible right now. We don't want to distract any of the soldiers from their work. I know the science is important, but it's dangerous out there, okay?
I'll chip in with a from your last encounter. I thought that had been quite obvious to you right now, Dr. Hubbard.
Well, I mean, I know. I was planning on it not being me. All right. I'll skip it. Though, hey, she turns to you, Miss Aramaa. If you're interested in that sort of stuff, I've been doing some interesting studies on that object we found. If you're interested, stop by my lab sometime. I'd love to discuss it with somebody. And
it's like, I'll incline my hand. It's like, when I have a free moment, I definitely will stop by.
All right. She decides to leave you to your Jedi business.
All right, I'm going to mark that side quest.
Rial kind of like mutters to herself, like, gee, it's not like I have an undergraduate degree in archaeology from Coruscant or anything. No, you want to talk to the... Oh, I'm sorry. What even?
Wasn't she saying?
I'm just going to give her...
Basically, like, I'm sorry, Master Aramaa. I don't want to imply that you're not also intelligent and interesting, but Hubbard's a little bit of a hard case.
Well, I'm pretty sure the fact that I rescued her from dangling on the pit with the droids breathing down her neck probably left a quite favorable impression on her.
Yes, I suppose you are a dashing heroine. Did you come to just bail me out of an awkward conversation, or do you have something you'd like to discuss with me today? She kind of, composes herself and gets all polite.
Tee. I am slightly tickled by being referred to as a dashing heroine, but...
You're cool.
But,
And I should point out, some Jedi, even among like lower level Padawans and Knights, consider the service corps washouts.
What?
Because they some of them literally failed the test. So, yeah, I considering how Aramaa feels about stuff, I'm pretty sure you don't support that view. But I'm just throwing it out there for the team and the audience.
Aramaa has suffered too much actual war to actually consider that.
Yeah, Aramaa sees too much bullshit to be like, whoa, dude, this ain't all it's cracked up to be.
Like service workers are.
How many times have you been shot?
Yeah. It's like, I'm pretty sure, I'm probably getting pretty good in with the fucking the medical side, but from the opposite side of one of their patients. No, Mr. Hale, I've just been, looking into, Dr. Gravanas. Do you know, what he's been up to, or where they might be?
Dr. Gravanas? Oh yeah, I do remember him. It's strange. So he's chemistry. Technically, that is our purview in the exploration corps. We've got a couple of the physical scientists. I'm archaeology, obviously. She kind of gestures out the door where Hubbard left. But let me see. I don't think we got anybody in today. We sent a group of surveyors out to double check some soil samples. There's a lot of concern that there may be industrial activity from the Separatists that could be disrupting the soil composition or something. I understand they do work too, but sometimes the AgriCorps kids are a little...
Excuse me.
Yeah, bless you. Out of character. Unless you sneeze cutely in character. It is all... Nah, this is the science deck. It's fucking clean in here. It's dry.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay.
It's great. You love it here. Okay, maybe it smells a little... Maybe it smells a little of space bleach, but...
Maybe I'll have to spin here and talk to pretty lady scientists more, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but basically she's like...
Now playing KOTOR.
Okay, so I don't... Obviously, we all have our roles. I don't want to... Like I said, I don't want to demean anybody, but the AgriCorps kids are a little defensive. They're worried that people see them as glorified farmers. So they think it's very important to do the soil samples and make sure that the planet's ecosystem is balanced. That's not my area, so I just smile and nod like I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I'd have to check. She wanders over to a data pad. Let's see. since technically we've all been militarized, we're supposed to keep records and everything for security. You know, especially with that weird supply theft thing going on. Because Scuttlebutt hasn't gotten around that you stopped that.
Oh god, man, I'm even gonna be more dashing. Oh no!
But let's see. No? Oh, that's very unusual. So, Dr. Kravanik is a chemist. He's got one of the chemistry labs blocked out, like... Actually, I don't even... She says the equivalent of 24/7, but local, because I didn't actually figure out what the day-night cycle is here.
Around the clock.
Yeah, around the clock. He's got one of the labs around the clock. He's been here for, like... Oh, geez. He was assigned here, like, 20 years ago. Ooh. I've only been here, like 3. Since just before the war. It's really unusual. I can't hardly remember having seen him. She scrolls through. Yeah, I guess he just keeps himself to himself. He hasn't run any tests by us. I think he sends interns or other scientists to collect any samples he's working on. That's really weird. Since you rolled 3 successes and an advantage, you got very good info.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Here, you can find she holds out the data pad and, like, it shows you get a little bloop with your mini-map updates.
Okay, cool.
So you know which lab he's in. It's like, yeah, I don't know what he does with his time. He probably should be interacting with us more, but she shrugged a little bit.
Oh, it's something I'll mention when I speak to him. But, I'm going to give her a little bit of side glance. Are you actually interested in what Dr. Hubbard's actually working on?
Master Aramaa, you, for better or worse, probably find your assignment as a Jedi Knight and General very exciting. She kind of, wobbles her glasses a little. I wasn't so good at the trials, and so they let me do what my passion is, which is history. There's a lot of very interesting things on this planet, but especially now with the war and security, most of us in the Jedi Service Corps have to stay on base round the clock also. So yes, I'm very interested. I went to school for this. This is my passion, is looking at ancient cultures and history, and you've been outside. You know what this place is like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a marvel in the living force. I'd love to get a chance to study it more, as would we all. Maybe she kind of looks you up and down. Maybe if you can keep that dashing thing up, the separatists will leave, and we can have our free reign to study again.
Aramaa will chuckle a little bit, and I'll tell you what, you helped me out a little bit too. I'll help you. I'll see if I can convince Dr. Hubbard to actually maybe recognize that you have... What did she say? What did she say, undergrad? Or
yeah, she said undergrad.
Undergrad in archaeology, and maybe your input would be a little bit more valuable than mine.
She kind of gives you a little smile. It's like, well, I'd appreciate it. Most of my job is playing Den Mother, because a lot of the Service Corps recruits are, those kids who are picked last for Padawan. Hey, your former master has a Padawan, right? How is that kid, Kavis? I see him with the medics a lot. Is he doing all right? The angle on her question is like, am I going to be babysitting him too? Like, she's asking you if you think he's got the stuff to be a Jedi Knight.
Ooh.
I think he's going to do well as soon as he maybe understands his own strengths a bit better.
Oh, don't we all need that lesson? Sometimes it is harsh, but it is the way. We are all suited to different things.
Mm-hmm. I said, he's an interesting credit. He's strong in combat, but strong in support as well. And which one he decides to ultimately focus in, well, I don't think I can rightly say either way at this point.
Well, I'll wish him and you the best then. And then Kavis shows up with a lollipop.
On the other hand, I might be dancing, but he's the one who gets all the attention from the ladies.
Kavis doesn't even say anything. He just continues licking his lollipop.
I just imagine so Camo and Vuull just look at it just tilt their heads at each other. It's like, man, Jedi are weird.
Hey, don't say what my cat.
Slow licks.
What? Free
What?
I mean, we don't even say it, but it's more just like whatever.
I'm gonna go back to cataloging 5,000-year-old pieces of rock that might have alien writing on them.
All right, Dr. Real. I'll speak to you later.
I really do. I feel like you guys should have some kind of like how Space Marines all call each other brother. I feel like there should be some familiarity, but I think there's really only like it's not like she can't call you Dame Aramaa, because that's not how Space Knights work, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah, she's like, I go by. All right, she goes back to her science business. She pokes rocks.
All right, and I'm gonna pop an eyebrow at that lollipop.
That is like one of the nurses gave it to me.
So we're gonna do the drug bust now, right?
I don't think it's necessarily a drug bust, but something's weird here.
All right. Well, do you like? Where's this? Are you guys gonna go meet in your secret storage closet? Like, where are you having this conversation?
How long have we been running around doing this? Like in game, like since we decided to do this.
How much time?
Yeah, how much time has passed?
We'll assume you started in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably in time for a late lunch. This has probably been all morning.
Yeah,
or you could have taken a break in between interrogations to eat. Like, this is probably a solid 8 hours of your day.
Yeah, okay. Let's take a moment to take a breather, get some chow.
All right, everybody can heal all their strain.
Okay.
Awesome. Refresh all strain. You take a rest.
I guess what we have
take a rest.
I guess we do with the
right.
marketer, and then I guess just beating this guy.
Today's meal in the cafeteria in the mess hall is silk prawn on the Barbie with algae fries on the side. No, it's potato fries and algae burgers on the side.
Yeah, I'm about to say we have some potatoes.
No prawn on the Barbie.
All right, so have a
in Orek 1 Swamp Strider sauce.
You gonna be eating with us this time, brother Camo?
Omega, how long would it take it to get like a lollipop on the way back before we left?
You're just gonna steal a lollipop.
What is actually the pickpocket skill? I think it's skullduggery.
No, it's because I want to give one to Boots when we get at the table.
Just surprise him with a lollipop.
Yeah, it's like here.
Hey, I know you like candy. Sure, I love it so much. I'm not gonna stop you.
Like, I can go ask the nurses, but it's like I just want to go.
Go ask the squad mate who just has shit.
You
could also ask Walker. Hey, you got any candy?
I just asked Walker for candy on the way before we get there.
Look, I know I tried to pass off a candy bar in the first session, but that doesn't mean I want candy all the time.
I don't know. You're looking at that lollipop named to sweets.
So Walker's like, "Oh, Big Bad Uck wants some snacks. What do you like?" He's like hustler kid in recess. Pops up in his bag. Want to buy a winger dinger? I've got full size candy bars and more. The nurses are real soft touches. So yeah, what do you want? You want freaky ass grandma candy? You want lollipops? You want candy bars? You want soft drinks? Walker's got the works in his pack. I rolled 2 successes on the dice. He's loaded.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get too paralyzed by choice, but just he's got some stuff.
No, I just think it's like I just said, how do I word it? It's like, what do you think Boots will like? Just give him some of that.
And then he hands you an extra one, and he's like, "For you, on the house." I love Walker. He's great. Just don't let him drive.
Don't change. Don't change, Walker.
Memes.
All right, so we're at the table. You're eating your probably honestly silk prawns are small enough. You got to do like some kind of kebab or bowl thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kebab. Or you could go for, like I said, the algae burger patties on the side. If you're going vegetarian.
Kebab or kebab?
I always heard of kebab.
Well,
I believe that kebab is British English.
Yeah, we also
thought kebab was.
Just like how.
Yeah, the most confusing thing is that
it's all spelled the same.
It's all spelled the same, but I know there's
American.
I know there's kebab for like the wrap, and then there's kebab that's the skewer.
Yeah, because that's what I think. When I think kebab, I think about like the Middle East.
No, this would be the skewer style.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Real talk, kebabs are delicious.
So
both.
So at the moment, so at the table, Kavis just like kind of grumbles and like he's ruffling something out of the pocket of like his various like arc attachments, and like sits next to Boots and it's like pulled out like a piece of candy. It's like, hey, good work today, soldier. is like he then looks at his food and is like, visibly on his face, just like does not enjoy eating this at all.
Thanks, Brother Camo. I'll take it and enjoy it after the meal. But hey, nice of you to join us for once. As he, lightly punches you in the shoulder, as like a good-hearted kind of thing.
There's a clank off his plasteel shoulder plate.
Yeah.
Aramaa is sighing at her food.
Actually, this is a very good question. You're like space Buddhist. Are you eating vegetarian, or you eating some silk prawns in here?
I don't know. What is this?
I gotta be honest. Like, I think it's open ended, but I got just nutritionally, you probably want the meat, the protein.
Yeah,
especially you do, because you keep getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My diet probably changes depending on my activity level. I would say.
You guys have been honestly, you guys have been burning calories all day, so you probably have full trays.
I probably should have given I should have probably given Boots the candy afterwards, but it was like just trying to be nice about it.
No,
It's
that's
like,
fine.
It's all good.
There's probably
I
some
did say-
grumbling from the team. Like Raz is probably like, "Well, why don't I get a candy bar?" Tops
Yeah,
just smacks him on the back of the head and says, "Maybe if you did something that Commando brother appreciated, people would like you more, Raz." There's a lot of clone face in there on.
Sorry, Raz, you don't get to get a candy bar just for looking good.
the rare time you get to hear Camo actually chuckle.
Alright. But Aramaa will just, kind of lift her head. Boys. No bickering at the dinner table. Thanks.
Also, I think this is the first time people get to see Camo's face. It's like,
I mean, real talk. If I see one clone face, I've literally seen them all.
it's just
Yes, but
just like
do
a
you
minor
have some
touch,
distinguishing features,
like-
Camo?
Yeah, it's I have scarring and there's a very old scar on his right cheek, but it's very minor, but it's healed over at this point. And then instead of the buzz cut, he's got kind of short hair that's been swept all to the right side and in the back.
So you let it grow out of living your helmet.
Yeah.
Because you don't take it off.
I guess on the if we're going with different variations of what we look like compared to normal stormtroopers, Boots is clean shaven all over.
So you're going for the full shave look. Okay.
Yeah.
You're so shiny and new.
He'll make a comment that it actually feels a bit uncomfortable having hair in the helmet for him.
That makes sense.
Well, I can run through the rest. So, oddly enough, Sneaks, the fellow regular infantryman, is also probably fully clean shaven. So that's because he's a clean freak. I think Raz has the two strips look, or possibly the single shaved sides look, and Hex probably has his hair in a pretty close cut because he, like I said, he's got his space headphones on, listening to space music, and Walker and Tops probably have the regular flat top.
Okay.
Walker because he doesn't really need any more distinguishing features. No, I don't know. Walker might have some scuff marks and scratches and stuff.
Walker's the guy that's probably gonna wear a space bandana over his face anyway.
The backpack kind of gives him away anyway.
Yeah.
And Tops is your clone sergeant, so he's just a clone's clone. So he's looks perfectly standard and normal and shiny and clean. And
A clone's clone, a clone about town.
An extra muscle jaw.
Yeah. But alright, you eat. You're good. You feel good. You healed strain. We got some roleplay in.
Alright, cool.
We've been going for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll make it more complex in the... Well, I don't know. I'll also trim down. It'll make it probably a little complex in the editing, but are you guys okay to keep going, or do you want to call it here?
Let's
It is
keep
getting
going.
a little
I
late.
a little left.
I don't mind keep going, but can we take a quick break so I can maybe go get a monster or something?
Sure. We can pause for a second.
Sure.
Let people stretch, go to the bathroom, all that stuff. I can, as I said, the corner store is literally around the corner.
Alright, we'll pause here, and we'll do some stuff.
Alright, I'll be right
We're
back.
doing a lot of progress. It's
Oh,
nice.
maybe
It's
it's-
Yeah, I fired it back up. Okay, we're back. That was a little bit longer of a break than we were planning, but okay, we're here. So,
Sorry about that.
you were having a meal. So after that, it's discussing. You're discussing what your plan is to do next, someplace.
Yeah.
In the space closet.
Alright, in our space closet, we are gonna go to Dr. Bravanis' lab.
Okay. You leave the space closet.
Yeah.
Alright, you're down in somewhere in level 2 or whatever.
Mhm.
Whichever level I said was lab level, and you're at a lab. It's the number that Aramaa got. It's
Yeah.
closed up. There's probably a keypad lock there, passwords and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, what do you want to do about this? Are you gonna knock? What's...
Yeah, let's just go for a straight knock.
All right. You can faintly hear the whirring of devices inside. Maybe he didn't hear you. You wanna knock louder?
Yeah, let's knock louder.
All right. Let's see. I think I wrote in my notes what species he was. Maybe I'll figure that out. I think I had a random species selector. Okay, they're all human came up most common anyway. All right, so the door does open. Shit, I'm a little quiet again. Let me push my mic arm up towards my face a little bit more. Okay. The door kind of open. There's a science-looking man there. He's older and sciencey. Got some gray hair, kind of a little close crop, got a little bit of scrub of beard, got a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow. His lab is a little, it's a little dimly lit, but that just might be because is it just you, or is everything in this place dimly lit? And it sounds like he's got, burbling tubes and whirring centrifuges and stuff in there. Something that sounds like a fucking rock tumbler going clunk, 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 clunk. And he just he starts with just, yes, can I help? Oh, hello there. Can I help you? He's probably got like a little ID card tagged to his lab coat.
Yes. Dr. Urbanus, I presume?
He kind of holds his little ID badge on his... Yes, that's me.
Yes. Is he still in the door?
Yeah.
I was like, I am, Jedi, Aramaa, and all this. I just came to inspect your work.
Inspect my work? That's not necessary? Or standard?
Well, it's also not standard. It's also not standard for one to basically be holed up and for several decades without showing the researchers of the results of their research.
Hey, whoa! I showed my research. We do chemical analysis and stuff. It's just very boring. Nobody cares.
I care.
I like it that way. What? You do?
Yes.
Hold on. Is there a science? I had a stat block I wanted to use for this. Hold on, let me look. Because most of the time we need stats. But hey, guess what? You're gonna have to motherfucking lie. Because I'm pretty sure you don't care about his work.
Oh, I do care about his work and what relations it has to fucking black marketeer.
It's more a half truth than a lie.
Technical truth.
I'm still gonna call that deception. You're trying to convince this guy that you care about his work in a way that he doesn't think you do.
Right.
Let's see.
Deception. That's cunning.
Deception is cunning. I just need to figure out a difficulty. Was there?
It's probably gonna be 3 regardless. Does that sense of motion actually give me bonuses to deception? I should check on. Maybe I want to pick that.
I think it does. It's
You have charms, coercion, and deception. So
basically you sense their emotional state, so you can maneuver it better.
Yeah, I might do that then.
Okay, I could have sworn there was something like this. Bureaucrats, advisors, like there's a science man or doctor or something. I might have to just make some shit up.
A science man? Let's see here.
So discipline it's discipline, so that's willpower. So probably 2. I just want to. I felt. I'll skip it. We're wasting too much time. I thought I had something for this, but I can't find the thing in the adversary's book. So we'll call it average.
All right. And I'm gonna make me a roll.
And he has no discipline.
So that's gonna be 3 green against his 2 purple.
You have 3 cunning?
Oh, cunning. That's right. I'm done.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Cunning.
Oh boy.
So let me just take that. Oh. Well, I guess it's enough.
Toasted.
Hey, this is.
Okay, well, you pass. Definitely true. Okay, and he's like, he is dumbfounded. Really? I've been told it's quite boring, but okay. I guess step inside. Do your friends need to come too? Is that normal?
Oh no, they're just
he
scratches part of my
like
escort.
He just scratches his stubble. He's like, sorry, been here a lot of years.
Anyway,
yeah, okay.
Boots, Camo. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Camo, Boots, mind the door, would you?
Right away, General.
Camo nods.
Okay. In you go. So he's like, well, I guess I'll give you the tour. And I won't do all this in character, obviously, but basically he walks you around. He's got a decently sized lab. You guess he has some seniority, because as he says, he's been here a while. He's got chemistry equipment, basically. Aramaa doesn't have any education, so you're like, They're sciencey things. He's got beakers, he's got squeakers, he's got centrifuges, he's got the thing with the fire and the tubes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got big tanks of stuff. There's a lot of brightly colored liquids. He's got like he does appear to have a it's not really well used, but he definitely has like a cot and a hot plate back here because as he'll explain, he's like, sometimes the work takes long. You sleep in the lab. That's pretty normal. Everybody does that. Kavis, you're taking the tour, right?
Yes.
You actually popped it. Yeah. So you actually understand some of this stuff. So his equipment is set up for not really chemical synthesis. So you're pretty sure he's not making space meth in here.
Okay.
But one, he does have chemical analysis equipment, lots of it. But he's also got a lot of mixers and a lot of storage materials and a lot of tech to like handle chemicals. More than you think he needs for what he's saying his job is, because like I said, I mean, I could make you attempt just a raw intellect check to understand what he's saying, but I think it's just funnier if Aramaa just smiles and nods. So you don't necessarily follow what the fuck he's on about, right?
Right.
So he says a lot of buzzwords like, soil samples and chemical sequencing and water table analysis and carbon plant dating.
I'll just try and keep him talking about stuff, leading questions.
Pollutant levels. Kavis, you actually follow, and it's just like, basically he's saying he does standard physical sciences chemistry stuff. He takes water samples, soil samples, whatever samples people give him. He runs an analysis. He figures out what the chemical composition is. If they need a specific chemical synthesized, he can figure out what that is, but he doesn't do that in this lab, supposedly. But again, with your spot the thread skills, you're like, okay, but then why does he have these giant, he's got empty mixing drums and stuff, and it's like, if his job isn't chemical production, why does he have all this chemical handling gear? But basically, he finishes the tour and is like, that's basically what I do. It's pretty normal. And I always kept myself to myself, We do this. Occasionally they ask me for something fun. I think, it was a couple years ago, but there was one harvest season, there was this really weird, it was an off-world parasite that got into the locals' potatoes. They had me whip up some fungicide. That was fun. Got to actually go out into the field and distribute it, but mostly no, it's just me and the centrifuges, spinning samples, checking on water table levels. Got a big old computer back here, he points. It's Star Wars, so he's got one of those giant, ENIAC computers with the fucking damn tape wheels spinning. Going and just all it does is sit here and catalog samples for the science database. He finishes his tour.
Yep. So Aramaa will look at Cav. It's all like, did you see anything anything that particularly stood out to you?
Only thing is perhaps much more than he actually needs of some equipment when it's supposed to be mainly chemical analysis.
That's perfectly normal. Listen, I've been here a while. I have some seniority, don't you think? So we have a little bit of large storage space, so I end up with a couple of the extra machines. I'll admit I haven't used the mixing drum in a couple of years, but like I said, I've got that fungicide I did at one time, and sometimes they ask for stuff. Oh, it must have been 10 years ago. There was a weird illness going around. There was actually there was a problem with the water purifier. He tells you this whole long story about how 10 years ago somebody misaligned a pipe in the water purifier and people were getting sick, and he did some motherfucking science and figured out where the problem was. You notice there's no need to roll anything. You notice that all of his stories are several years old. You could legitimately ask him, okay, but what have you done lately?
Yeah, well, I am.
Lately?
Yes. Lately.
Well, I mean, I must admit, he straightens his science lapels. It's like, well, I must admit, it's probably not as prestigious as you Jedi going about. Though your Agricor kids are quite nice, very helpful. Bring me the samples. Though a lot of days I have junior scientists do that, of course. I'm very important, don't you know? But it's not really exciting for the war. It's mostly just making sure all the soil samples and the water samples are all the same. It's
That's
what the water is clean. Our water is clean. He pulls it up. He's like, okay, so he pulls up a beacon. Like, this is my control water. It came out of my own purifier. It's that thing over there. He has a very large water purifier. This is 100% certified scientifically pure. I used UV rays. This one is water from the basement water purifier. And actually, he kind of studies a little read on his chart, maybe sticks a little litmus test in there. He's like, and actually, I think we need to swap the water filters. I'll have to tell somebody about that. And this one, he just holds up like a little beaker of muddy water. This is from outside. As you can tell, very dirty. Needs filtering.
No, Omega is just good at rambling and scientists. I'm like, I could be interrupting, but I just want to keep seeing where Omega goes with it.
I'll tell you, like, you, again, no need to roll or anything. This guy's very good at a mile a minute. Like, he's just... You get the impression that people, as he said, people usually find his work boring, and he doesn't have a lot of people to talk to about it.
How distracted is he right now in his talking?
Very distracted. He is like, he is looking at his tubes of water and looking at Aramaa.
Slip a slide on over to where the extra equipment is just to check on it.
All right.
Well, if you're looking for crime, that would be probably Knowledge Underworld or Streetwise. If you're just like, yo, dog, let me learn about some science, that'd be a Knowledge Education check, and I'd probably call that both of those average.
I'm going to go for just crime first.
Okay. Which of the skills are you going to use? Even though I know you don't have training, are you going to go Streetwise or are you going to go Knowledge Underworld?
Underworld.
Okay. Aramaa, are you doing something while Cav is snooping?
How many points?
Does keeping the guy busy count as a boost die?
Well, no, because I'm not actually...
I don't know. I'd say you're giving him the assist. You're giving him all the time he needs. Because remember, that boost die could turn into extra success or advantage, which would be more information.
Yeah. So I just basically want to keep the doctor talking for right now.
Yeah, I could make you roll like a charm check or something. But no, I genuinely think this guy hasn't had a good, solid conversation in a while.
I'll ask him if there's like about the water filter. Have there been any like recent abnormalities? Any recent major changes? Like, has our footprint on the planet caused any like instabilities in the region or whatnot?
Well, yeah. So he'll probably go on a whole big long ramble about like he's like, oh no, the water's perfectly fine. It's just the filtration systems, wear and tear, perfectly normal. Just we gotta have to swap it every once in a while, or we'll have the water quality will decrease. Now you want to talk about long-term ecological impact? I've been here a long time, and he'll just go into a big ramble about like, he always has to remember, he used to go to seminars and he actually used to go out. When he was a little bit younger, he actually used to go out to sites and like talk to people and like, we can't really leave the base anymore because of the war. It's a sad thing. But he would, he basically gives the whole, no pesticides, no fertilizer, all natural fertilizers rant. Like, just, it gives you the whole, like, he's always out there cautioning the locals. A lot of them are like, he admits they're not as well educated. They're struggling, so they try and do whatever they can to succeed. But they need to think about the long-term ecological impact of their... Hey, where did your friend go? Meanwhile, Cav, with a shitload of advantage and a lot of success, double
by the way,
success.
Look at Gotcha Games. They might be doubling down on this prisoner thing.
Oh, is this a whole thing?
What?
Oh my! Oh no!
What?
Let me see this. What? Oh, that.
That is a very interesting Manju in that ball.
Yeah, I was going to say like that.
There's some interesting things going on. Who is the skin for, I wonder? Is that for the other Ruski girl?
Also, why do all the Soviet ones look like literally just look like Iron Bloods, but like drink vodka?
Oh, I mean, like they used to be on the same side, but we'll save that conversation for later.
Yeah,
so 2 success, 3 advantage. So you're looking through all the equipment. 1, because I think somebody actually asked this earlier. Yes, the equipment is being used frequently. It shows regular use. It's clean. It's well maintained. It's not that quiet, but it's mostly operating okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he's got a lot of different stuff. You're reasonably sure, like I said, he's not synthesizing, because if you want to make, narcotics on a scale where he could be supplying them, it would be, you would need a much bigger facility. This is still, it's a lab, so it's probably just the size of like I don't know, like a college or high school lab, basically, right? Like, it's not super huge. It's one of the bigger labs, so it's not a closet, but it's also not the biggest thing.
Supplying the materials.
But he does have some oddly placed refining equipment and filtering equipment. If you had to guess, I mean, it's basic math. Even, for instance, you didn't, obviously, because you're not an expert in it, you didn't test the alcohol down there, but theoretically, if Hoke wanted to make his really high-quality booze last longer, you could run a couple of those bottles through these machines and water them down, and you'd turn, like, 1 bottle into 3 diluted bottles. And he could even maybe be doing the same with narcotics. You'd have to, like, pop these open and see if there's, like, secretly spice in there or something. But, yeah. So it seems like his equipment is in use, and he's possibly using it for nefarious purposes.
Mhm.
Which is, as I said, right about the time where he's like, hey, where did your friend go?
Oh, don't mind him. He's just a curious sort. But that reminds me, I am curious about another thing. It seems that you've been keeping in regular contact with Hoke. What's that all
Who
about?
now? He is absolutely lying. I see no need to roll. Who? Whom?
Can I give him just the level look?
You can give him the flat eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
The blindfold. He's
Mhm.
like, I'm sorry, miss. Are you staring at me? And then Cav pops it open. He's like, whoa, hold on now. He rushes over there. Whoa, don't do that. I mean, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do the thing they do in cop shows where you stick your finger in there and lick it. But yeah, there's some weird residue in there. That's not dirt or mud. And in fact, there's a faint, spicy smell in the air. He's like, whoa, clunk. Slams it shut. Don't look in there.
You know, just sniff the air. That smells...
Spice.
Are
What is
you
that?
insinuating I have some kind of relation to illegal narcotics?
Yes.
I didn't say anything about illegal narcotics.
I think the thing to do is
You're the one.
everybody roll me. Let's roll basically an initiative check. Roll me vigilance to see who acts first, because he's gonna do something, and I want to see if you guys can stop him. So let's do. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm gonna flip a dark side point. He's gonna act before you can respond. You get a dark side point back. He grabs a handful of vials off the counter that'll have some stuff in them, and he literally shouts, "Smoke bomb!" Smashes them on the floor. Aramaa, you're standing farther back. You lose sight of him. Kavis, you were completely covered in
excuse me. No, I don't.
Oh, right, you don't. Well, you would lose sight of him. And theoretically, if you were, like, shooting something at him or something, you might have to worry about obfuscation, but, you probably don't want to run through the cloud after him, basically, is what I mean. Kavis, you were, surrounded in a cloud of acrid, sickly sweet, pinkish orange smoke that just completely burns your eyes and your throat. And he skedaddles around the far side of, like, a counter and makes for one of his lab doors.
Okay.
So, Aramaa, what are you doing?
How many lab doors are there?
He might. It's a big lab. He probably has 2 doors.
Oh, okay.
But
I guess run for the other door. What can we see from our lab door? Is it, like, clear?
the door's closed. You probably inside here. Smash. Because he yells at the top of his voice.
I think. Okay, so.
But basically, Aramaa, since you can actually still see him, it's important to note. What are you doing?
I wish I could get that as like a sound clip.
We probably
it'll
can
be in the final. It'll be in the final audio somewhere. So if you want to find this, you can clip it.
But I guess I will start immediate pursuit. But as I run, can I, grab my comms and yell at my boys?
Yeah, it's a free action.
Yeah. So I'm gonna immediately begin pursuit. As I pull out my comm link, I'm just gonna say, Dr. Gravanos is fleeing. Shit. Do I want you guys to try and circle around?
All right, Cav, you can get out of smoke.
Yeah.
You're preoccupied, probably coughing and hacking
Confident.
and blowing your nose on your sleeve.
Exactly. But yeah, he's fleeing through the lab. Go and see if you can find any exits, any other exits or something.
Okay. So
Can Camo and Boots just start running?
Yes, both of you make me. Well, everybody who's chasing him, make an easy athletics check. because he has
Okay.
1 brawn and he
Oh,
has
cool!
no
I get 2
athletics.
boost die for this.
Same
That's a
here.
lot of boost.
We're gonna outrun.
Oh god! Oh god! No, I have 2 yellow for this. Holy shit!
Oh, you're fit.
That's right. I'm fit.
This
Oh.
this is
Yellow,
easy.
green, blue.
Well,
blue.
yeah, you lost the action though because you're not pursuing him. You're busy.
Oh wait, it should be 1
I'm
per.
busy coughing.
Well, then
We'll
three
ditch
then.
the threat. You get 3 advantage. It's easier that
There we
way.
go. Yeah.
So you're pretty fast.
Okay.
No, but he gets the triumph.
So you get to tackle a lot.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what's gonna happen. Do you want to still roll lucky, or actually you rolled already? Yeah. Oh, you also get the triumph. Okay.
Double tackle.
So, Camo,
Correct.
you sprint up, scoot around the corner in front of the door. The door pops open. The doctor is like got a kind of a crazy, like exhilarated look. You know, like the people get that adrenaline high, and he
You'll never
pauses
catch me, Kappa.
for just a half second when he sees you. And you see the brief thought cross his mind. Oh, shit. At which point he is simultaneously bear hug tackled by Aramaa from behind and Boots from the front. Aramaa, you take a strain as your unarmored forehead clanks into Boots' helmet. Bonk.
Oh god!
And just all 3 of you slap to the ground on top of this guy, and he's like a little punch drunk. He's like, I think I would like a lawyer. Do I get one of those?
I will read him his rights, groaning
Okay.
a little bit.
Come on, Camo. Let's take this guy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Lots
Oh,
of
you take that side. I'll take this one.
Okay.
Just like we just kind of.
All right, now I'm gonna go check on Cav and make sure he melts.
Yeah, he's fine. I could give him some strain, but I don't want to. It's just you. There's an eye wash station in the lab. You probably want to hit that just to make sure your stuff is cleared.
That was hilarious. That was
Cav
great.
doing that.
If you had to
Cav is
guess,
like
it looks
just-
like he took like a tube of basically, powdered rock dye, like something you turn into paints, mixed it with like an oxygenator or something, and some kind of compound that reacts, and just basically created a cloud of colored smoke.
Like, he rolled up like a really fast like chemistry like skill, but like damn, that hurt. That hurt dry.
It burned your eyes a little, burned your throat, but you're okay. No harm, no foul. Just, ugh. But yeah, okay, you caught him.
Cops is kind of fun sometimes.
I kind
We've
of
done a
figured
lot
this
of
would be a little bit of
resting
a low stress day.
I don't know. I've had to chase like 2 people raid. I jumped out a fucking window.
You guys
Your Jedi Master just shouts from the hall, "This is
Did they
why
say-
you don't skip leg day. We start with physical conditioning."
I mean, Armand's pretty good in that so far.
Obviously,
now that I think-
yes. Really fucking good.
I'm gonna say this. It's like this feels like I guess this is actually like the good parts of episode 2, being a Jedi detective.
I'm totally buying enhance and then the coordination bonus just because.
So you can shield block even better too.
All right. So,
No, it won't let me do that. But it'll let me add my force die to fucking athletics and coordination.
all right, you've bunkled him. He's caught. He gives no resistance. He's still a weedy science man.
I'm just gonna ask him, like, just be yourself. What were you doing?
Okay. My work is really boring. I know. I'm sorry. I love science, but it's really, really boring, okay? And there's nothing to do here but stare at dirt and water. I've been doing it for 25 years,
I'm
okay?
glad to think that
I
the
just
fucking-
wanted a little me time. The running narrative of this campaign is sort of sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. It's like the final boss isn't gonna be no Sith. It's a goddamn planet, and everyone's so fucking bored they turn to crime.
The planet just sucks. Why are you here?
We
Is
need
the
to
running
build
is
the
the running theme. But he's like, okay, so maybe I approached Hoke with a business proposition, okay? I told him it was like, yo, Hoke, I'm a woke man like you. I just want to make a little money on the side. He's doing a really, really fake voice here, but he's like, and I can water down the booze, okay? So I helped him out, and I've used some contacts, and well, I kind of got a reputation as that guy around the base, and I know some suppliers of some things, and so Hoke buys from me, I buy from them, I stretch out the product, no biggie, no harm, no foul. Okay, maybe a little harm. It's honestly, really, no, it's a lot of harm actually. Don't do death stick, kids. He like mumbles to Kavis. It's really bad for you. But whatever. It's not, it's not my choice. Everyone's adults, you know? They can do what they like. So I just figured we'd stimulate the local economy, you know? Mostly my economy. It's very boring here, okay? Like, I don't know if you guys understand. You're like soldiers and Jedi and things. But I would like, he raises a finger, like, dramatically to the sky. I would like to raise a point. And he's basically shouting. A couple of scientists probably poke their heads out of their rooms to, like, look at what the fuck is going on here. I look at mud and water and plant goo, okay? And then that one time, they brought in a rhino slug, and they wanted me to analyze it. I broke 2 ribs. Soheliv sucks.
Okay, okay, what is this thing? Hey, I'm excited to leave here too.
Okay, well, we're gonna get you at the, like, honestly, I'm trying to think.
I mean, he has admitted he's kind of sort of a drug dealer. Kind of.
Yeah.
He's more of a drug middleman.
Yeah, I know, like, honestly, but, like, in my ranking of
like cabin fever.
bad guys, I'm kind of putting this guy maybe only a little bit above the petty officer.
I mean, yes, it's not very moral of him to turn to a life of crime just because he's really fucking bored. On the other hand, he doesn't seem that harmful.
Yeah, so...
cabin fever.
Yeah, but shoot, I don't know if I can
You'd think
get
it would be cool to be senior chemical analyst in a Republic science base. It's not cool. They lied to me.
Maybe.
This is so great.
I just want the clothes to, like, pop him under the shoulders because you're starting a scene in this corridor and just drag him through the halls. Because he can't. I'm going to be honest. He can't walk right now. You took that out of him.
Maybe ask for a transfer from this place?
I got 3 bronze.
But then they would need to replace me with somebody. They would need to send somebody here. Nobody wants to come here.
Honestly, at this point, I think the worst punishment we can give him is to make him fucking stay here.
No! Please! Send me to prison. Please. I'll make good friends in prison. I can make toilet wine.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to talk with Command about getting this guy a pay reduction and maybe giving him some more work.
No! At least send me into the fields where there are droids so I can die!
Actually,
at this point, the scientists have stopped opening their doors. They are rapidly closing their doors. Nobody wants to see this shit.
Yeah, maybe we can swing that.
He starts crying.
Maybe we can swing that so you can go to the front line.
I think I'm crying too, because goddammit.
I think. Oh, I'll see. Oh god.
I'm gonna be back.
Okay,
Maybe
we can get some fucking more science team expedition going, or something. Oh god, there might be more stress beneath the surface than I thought here.
At this point, you're starting to think: do we have to start a fucking some chain gang things? Like, is there a space equivalent of license plates these guys can print? Like, we got to give them something to do.
It's like, do we start like building water parks or something? Just something.
Building water parks. Why?
No,
maybe
that's not
like
this
is what I'm realizing.
Really good for that.
This is what I'm realizing. These people have nothing to do and they have no stress relief.
Maybe give some
honestly, that's why Hoke is doing so much business. Is like most of these guys are Republic employees. They're fucking nerds, but they don't have any. Like, science is cool, and honestly, Soheliv has a lot of interesting science things going on, but it's in a very limited capacity, right? So
yeah,
and
that's what people don't understand.
Doing the field work is a huge pain in the ass. That's why Dr. Hubbard, even though she is doing some very exciting science for once, is like, dude, I don't want to go the fuck out there. I never want to leave this place again. If you had to guess, this guy even talked about it. He has been outside a couple of times. It sucks out there too.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get our fucking duty score up, and then we're gonna buy the fucking bar, and we're just gonna staff it ourselves.
We're gonna buy the bar with our duty.
We're gonna change it from hole in the wall to Aramaas.
We just need to and
your master's gonna be like, well, this is a non-standard plan to raise team morale, but okay.
It's more.
It's gonna be called Arama's Den of Comfort.
You're just gonna pull everything out and replace it with beanbag chairs.
Beanbag chairs, some good music, some fun games, drinks.
Maybe we need to get some mandated movie nights, just something to keep from everyone getting planet fever, because I think that's everyone's getting.
Yeah, no, seriously, fun. I know this isn't maybe the direction that this campaign was going, but I'm starting to think of the actual fucking boredom on the planet as the fucking thing I have to.
I mean, we'd still handle the droids, but on the other hand, we still need to actually fix them. the entire economy.
I mean,
of the
there are some
planet.
people. We'll say there's some people who's happy to be here, but you guys, honestly, you've mostly been very direct in your inquiries. So I actually made up a lot of just handy about the town NPCs, but you haven't really gone looking for them.
Sorry about laughing so much, but that was like hilarious to me.
Honestly, for
I was
instance, Miss Real is she actually is okay here. Like technically, she's a little outside of her job, but hey, she gets to do her work.
Well, as I said, I'm gonna hook in Rayal into the Hubbard quest because I think that'd be fun. And
actually, this is probably a good point to mention. You guys have probably seen posters and flyers around town. There is apparently a local who's trying to basically organize a planetary defense force, like militia of locals, to fight back against the droids. But that's also a little crazy and stupid. So
yeah. I think it's just because somebody would have been better to do, so why not organize a militia?
Yeah, but let's get Dr. Gravanak in irons, get him processed. I would like to, do I need to roll to swing to basically just like, we're not gonna fucking get him off planet or prison, we're just gonna keep him at his fucking job with a pay doc and maybe get him some fucking field work so he can stretch his fucking legs.
Honestly, no, because like this is different. This is you be talking to like director Wow Bond and be like, listen, this dude's just fucking stabbing cabin crazy. Like, I know he's literally selling drugs to like the one criminal we have here, but he's completely harmless. If you talk to him for 5 minutes and he's like, wah 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 wah, which translates to, yes, I have spoken with him recently. He seems very stressed. I'm going to have to call back to Coruscant about our mental health plan, but I'm not. I have to be honest with you. I'm not. I do not think our prospects are very good to get additional therapists here.
I'm sitting. Okay, now I'm gonna have to go brush
Duty
off
score.
my fucking.
Hi, I'd like to use a Republic resource. I need the Republic Psychotherapy Institute down here.
Yes.
I don't need more guns or tanks or nothing. I need therapists, and I need you to like lose a boat full of Twi'lek dancing girls. Just lose it, okay?
And a lot of comfy couches. We need them.
You think I'm kidding about getting that bar?
The couch
like,
planet. Oh, that's
my
it.
God.
You're gonna switch to piracy. You're gonna there's got actually that reminds me. I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I keep forgetting. Because I don't want to I actually meant to bring this up on WhatsApp, but I got super distracted. In a similar way to this, I don't, without revealing too much about Arama's backstory, which you have discussed with me, I've been thinking about where you might have been previously established. And I have been, if this is okay with you, I was thinking it was maybe on the other side of the galaxy, but out in like the expansion or colonies region. It was a planet that was a major textile producer for the Separatists. It was a corporate textile plant. The locals are basically space Mothmen, so they grow a lot of silks, which are very expensive and fabricate. But also means you probably spent some time in some mulberry fields or orchards, I guess would technically be the tree, like doing a lot of weird, Vietnam-esque fighting, like a combination of separatists and local militiamen who are like attacking you with vibro pruning shears and shit, which may be why you have a little bit of your PTSD.
Oh, space hell! Oh no!
You have seen some slightly fucked up shit, but also like
I've been literally in Space Nam.
Yes, you have been in the mulberry fields, motherfucker.
Oh god!
So
you have a lot of mixed thoughts about fire, I would think.
Oh.
So just to bring it up, I feel like how boring this planet is, maybe they might just build a correctional facility, put people here, and be like, you'll get bored.
Well, the problem is
you
need an industry because this place is science focused. There's no like logging. There's no heavy mining, at least from you guys. You don't know what the Separatists are doing.
I mean farming, but yeah,
there is farming, but it's like that's
really
not really something you can set up prisoners to do, right?
It's why I think like a correctional facility, not like
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Correctional facilities only work if you're correcting them. Basically sticking a bunch of people in cells and leaving them just like, all right, wait there for like 2 years, then we'll let you out again.
Listen, this is very real life, but again, this is actually my degree. Yeah, if you want to affect recidivism, you need to like give them like job training or something to actually correct their behavior. And I'll be quite honest, just throwing people in jail cells doesn't really do a lot. It's more about incapacitation.
That's why I wasn't thinking
and
of jail cells, but more of like you live.
That's the thing.
You could be like a penal colony and be like, hey, don't cause no trouble, you can go live in the woods, but that's also how you get space banditos, basically. You turn this into the space Wild West.
As I said, like, this is what I'm serious about getting that fucking...
I mean, like, it's why I think this is, like, because, like, man, I hate it here too, but it's like I actually get to leave.
Yeah, we get to leave when the war is done, or
or the war on this planet is done.
Yeah. Or they need you at a potentially more shitty location.
Oh god.
Yes. Let us move on a little bit. So Wawa Bon is like, I've spoken to him. I get it. He's just getting a little crazy, and he probably kind of angled it as like, while I appreciate your thoughts about like trying to get his support, also not to be like he's Wawa Bon is very polite and very professional. He doesn't say you should do your fucking job, but he basically says in short, like, also if you guys do your job and like fight off those droids and we don't have to worry about scientists getting shot, we can probably lax up the security rules around here and like let people go out more, because it's really troublesome right now. We can't send out people too far because they'll get kidnapped or shot or killed or something. Because I gotta be literally in the season 1 of Clone Wars, one of the droids says to another droid, "Do we take prisoners?" Like, they literally don't know. So yeah, they're not good about that. Yeah. They also have forced work camps and it's just all the potpourri of war crimes.
And it's like, we can only reach so far.
It's like we can only go droid hunting so much. We can't we don't know what their main base is.
Yeah, basically, you could say that some of this is because you are leaving your military goals for last. Basically, like there's a little bit of catch up here. Like, it's not a lot of pressure, but there's a little bit of pressure that's like, well, I mean, you guys haven't been, at least in his opinion, you, Aramaa, as a general, have not been fighting the war a lot lately. So, like, it's if you could work on buffering out that zone and we could figure out what's safe, we'll do that. But he's nice to you, kind of pats you on the shoulder and be like, listen, I understand though, you got a lot of stuff going on. You helped us out a lot, and actually I think now that our black market situation's been locked up and you helped out those villages, we can work on getting better supply disposition. And maybe at least some of the people who are good at lifting heavy things we can send out to those villages in like a big disaster relief plan.
Actually, I was just thinking about how you said it's like, actually, now that I think about it, like, the way I pick these missions is actually how I usually deal with a lot of things. I'm usually defense-oriented first. Make sure you shore up your own personal fortifications before you start branching out.
Fair.
Yeah,
so I will say that, like, he kind of, like, to use him as my voice, he's basically putting out there, like, you've got a lot of support of the people, you've done good, but you still have to attack the root of the problem at some point.
Yeah.
But we can do some good based off what you did.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Now we know droid hunting about consequences.
Well, yeah, it basically means, like, I guess the best way we can put this is we nipped a couple personal, like
yes, if you had let the black market thing till last, I probably would have been like, yeah, so there are people selling, like, their fucking blaster rifles going missing now. Like, it would have escalated.
Yeah.
And if you'd left the village thing to last, the people would probably be a little salty at you on account of them constantly being robbed and murdered.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess it means we couldn't win them all, but oh well.
We're gonna go droid hunting now, which we can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we'll wrap up there. Do you guys have any further questions to Gravonic or anything as he's gonna sell?
No, I think we just kind of ended on this comedically bittersweet note.
No, you mentioned he has some suppliers, but if they're not like necessarily in the science area,
no, like it'll come out through basic interrogations. Like, no, he has suppliers. And honestly, he's kind of like, wait, if I give you my supplies, I'm being cooperative. No, I won't. I refuse. I'll never be persuaded. Definitely not.
He really wants to get
like
off.
he's being a little deliberately uncooperative.
He really wants to go to that prison that's not here. He really doesn't want to.
Like I said, like, Lucky doesn't, like, Aramaa, I should say Aramaa. Aramaa doesn't want to waste resources and does want to try and help people, even if they don't think that's what she's trying to do.
All right, so you've sorted all that out. So we'll close later here. But I will say there is actually a little bit of a sad, mysterious end to this. That night, after Dr. Gravonic is returned to his lab, they let him go. The next morning, he is found dead.
What?
There's just a knife in his sternum.
Oh.
So, it seems like maybe his suppliers thought he was going to talk, because he got.
Oh, shit.
Oh, great. We're going to do that.
Well, that's
Now that
another
one will sit for a while if you don't want to continue solving crimes. But
No, I think-
consider that to be the next tier in the flowchart. We'll be
We'll do that
actually
after
tracking
some droid
that one.
hunting.
I will tell
Yeah.
you the next one will probably be there'll probably be something depending on how the droid thing turns out. One of them will be archaeology with Dr. Hubbard. Will be like, hey, I need you to go to the combat zone and like explore more ruins, and then you can continue to solve space crimes.
Murdered in the night, potentially by his suppliers. I'll put suppliers in.
Loth wrong channel.
Nobody cares. Anyway,
Okay, so yeah, I think that's good. We got
Alright.
a couple of yeah. But yeah, I think pretty much we're gonna go droid hunting it and try and. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna take out some patrols or maybe we can find.
well,
some...
yeah. So the mission rough adjustment is force recon. You're gonna get some guys. You're gonna go out to droid areas and you're gonna like look for signs of droids. Whether or not you whether or not you want to like kill patrols or just spot them is one, but you might also look for like camps or other staging facilities.
Time
Now
to
you can
give
go
it
back
to
to
those
fighting droids.
clankers.
Okay. So let's see. You do. So you accomplished basically. You got all 3 links in the chain.
Oh, neat.
I literally drew it as a bulleted numbered list. Pella's is at one end, and technically Gravanic's at the other end because he's the guy who supplies Hoke with his other shit and like does a lot of business with him, and has a lot of contacts. Basically, he's a weird middleman. Like and that's kind of the thing. I like Hoke's kind of an asshole. He's like selling death sticks to people and weird bootleg porn, but he's also a career criminal, so he's not an idiot. Pella Stray's the usual mole thing. You know, she's the equivalent of like. This was very much a crime show. She's the equivalent of the dirty cop. Like she's got gambling debts and stuff, but she's not really a problem. And Gravanic is just a weird science guy, who I'm glad he
got a little
came out
mad.
so weird. Though the plan was always, unless like you guys actually like sat on him and sent him to prison immediately, it was going to be the people above him got him because he was a loose end. And there is actually, as funny as this was, there is something sinister going on here.
Oh, we actually have a weird maybe a syndicate actually here, which is a little troublesome.
Like the TV version of this would probably be him in his lab at night, sweeping up the glass from his improvised smoke bomb, and somebody comes in and he's like, "Huh? Who's there? What is it? What do you want?" And the lights go off, and he's like, "Oh no, not you! I didn't say anything." Bleh.
Okay.
So we'll call it 15 EXP because you got all 3 links.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Anybody follow their motivations?
The mission.
Friends and family.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What is
say.
that?
a
Well,
hard
you got to
no
say
for that
what
one.
that's in too, because it's
Mine's
Faith and
motivation,
friends
the
and
mission. So it's
yeah.
like,
But what's the characterization of that? Is that like cause the mission, ambition the mission, belief the mission?
oh, I didn't actually. I need to like find that again.
Is it belief the mission? Yours might be belief in the mission. I don't know. Do you guys think that Camo did anything to stick his guns to the mission?
Let me see.
Oh, really?
I'm
I don't
thinking.
know.
I mean,
I'm
there were a
thinking.
couple times when he followed orders that technically were like putting him out of the way of the action or places where you could help, but it's not really super important. It's okay. Sometimes you have sessions which are lower EXP.
hey, it's like I'm the bodyguard to see Jedi. I just did my job.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
like,
I'd have to
there's
say
a-
mission means you have to go above and beyond kind of what.
I mean, that was last time where he was
That
like,
was last
I really
time.
want to take the shot at this guy. That's my job.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, like,
Boots has
like,
done nothing for this
I'm
as well.
sorry, Axe. Like, here's the problem, like, especially with, like, investigative kind of things. It's really hard to get, like, combat-oriented characters necessarily in on the action.
I had a lot of fun this session, but it's because it's like
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, because, like,
Yeah.
as I said, like, as you notice, I fucking talk a lot.
Yeah,
Hey, it's fine.
there's,
And I try to get you guys in on it,
Yeah,
but at
but
the
sometimes
same
it's
time,
just
Yeah.
and you know we
Yeah.
did group checks when people were all poking things, and I tried
If
to
there
get
was
it
a
to really
problem,
make
I
sense.
probably would have mentioned it. But like, no, it was fun.
hey, I picked a clone, so I wouldn't be like doing much
Yeah.
facing anyway. So
yeah.
All right,
yeah,
faith in friends and family. Yes, I believe so. There were
I'll be
definitely
really
some
important
times
next
where
session
you
anyway.
were like, you stuck with the others, and the others stuck with you through stuff, like the smoke bomb and stuff, and like some of the other things where you had backs and things.
Yeah,
Heck,
that's
you didn't
where-
even try. You honestly, you let Aramaa go out the window, and when you realized you couldn't make it through easily, you were like, nah, I'll let it go.
Yeah.
So I'll say that. What's yours, Aramaa?
People are counting on me.
I'll say, yeah, all this session, you were going out of your way to be like,
Yeah.
whoa, there are people relying on me, I need to take care of this.
Need to fix up this internal problem.
people are counting on me. Like, could you also say that because I like kind of went out, like I really didn't press my up, I went out of my way to try and like keep these people at their jobs and
well, yeah, basically, like you're putting all these people in your circle of protection, and you're trying to like count them out. And also, I may have hammered you a couple of times because you're the big face Jedi, and like it's really easy to get snide comments about how. Well, also because we've discussed your backstory, so it's really easy for me to fit those little jabs in there about like, oh, shouldn't you be out doing big Jedi hero things, big Jedi hero pants? And you're like, war is hell.
So for duty,
we'll cover that in a second. Because Boots, what's yours? That's just connection family.
I was trying to say that there was no reason, like there's no.
No, clones were not directly under threat, and nothing happened to be like half-off didn't get incriminated or anything.
Yeah.
Which my notes are that half-off is a little absent-minded. I don't know if you talked to him a lot enough to get that comment. So that, like, if you hadn't caught on to the fact that the petty officer was a terrible liar, she might have tried to frame half-off or something. But it didn't come up, so it doesn't come up. So I guess our Jedi get the bonus XP, which is good because they need it.
Yeah.
I'll just get the one skill that lets me get no penalties from difficult movement, which might be useful.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, that's good. You're going in the jungle next. You're going back outside.
So I'm gonna get swift, so I don't suffer usual penalties for moving through difficult terrain.
Honestly, yeah. You guys had chances to do bad things and be mean to people, and Aramaa and Kavis, you were both like, nah. So roll your D10 conflict.
Oh, okay.
You're actually going to go up because you were, unlike last session where you were actually mean to people, you deliberately were not mean to people several times in this session. You only get 2.
I'm okay with that.
And you also only get 2, huh? If it rolls 2 again, I might ask you to re-roll just to see if we can. No, okay, it's not stuck. It's just RNG. Okay.
I'm at 59 with my fondness and demanding. I don't think I've really triggered my morality this session. Maybe
that was my first level 3 talent.
No, not yet. We didn't get into it. You weren't.
I don't think I.
No, you actually. Honestly, I think you did what your master told you and kind of like leaned back a little.
I dug into the whole thing, into enthusiastic stuff, like poking around with the science stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
He did kind of go off on his own.
It's true. You were enthusiastic, so we might call that engaged. So you can double your gains to 4. Because you just want to keep going up.
Okay, I found the designation for mine.
About,
conflict or drive.
I think I'm only like 1 away.
Okay, so drive the mission.
Yeah, I'll just put that.
That's another 2. You're worrying me a lot. Wow.
I'm concerned.
Oh no.
It likes 2s and it likes 8s.
Longer session, but hey, it's just
yeah. Well, it's still going on technically. We should wrap up. Duty, mabobs.
Mine was combat victory. Definitely a no.
No, not combat victory.
Loss prevention.
Wait.
Technically, technically, loss prevention is about losing people.
Or I guess we could have.
No, because there is actually a separate one for not losing materiel and supplies,
or just stability. Yeah.
Duty support.
Support is helping other people get through their duties. So if I gotta be honest, if nobody else triggers their duty, yours probably doesn't trigger.
Yeah, mine was duty personnel.
I mean, technically, we maintain our fucking chain of command. Well, not chain of command.
Yeah, but the way I put it on the character sheet is that in brackets after personnel, I put the squad will survive. So he's more focused about the squad and everyone in it than.
Well,
personnel.
yeah, but personnel is still like your job expectancy is to keep others alive one way or the other. And I'll give you went in first. You were first in. You were first in. You were lickety split on the tackle. Like you did a lot of action yourself. You were the first out that window. So I'll give you the duty buff again. You did your best to make sure that personnel were secured and surviving, even if it was at personal risk to yourself. So
okay, so I bump up my duty by 5.
Yeah, we'll call it 5. I might go for a 10, but that like for instance for Lucky's combat victory, that would have to be like a major battle would be 10.
Mm.
And now I think Loth's duty is cut up.
Yeah,
for
Loth
everyone?
is 20, everybody else is 10. Okay.
I'm 15.
I'm 15.
So I will. Oh, you're at 15. I'm done. We'll
Yeah,
call it.
15.
It's late. Okay, I'm tired. We'll call it here. Thank you for tuning.